You're listening to the Boxing Coalition.
And he just broke the guy's heart. The guy had nothing left, and he knew he couldn't last another 4 or 5 rounds.
Ricky Wars just smashed his soul.
What it is, let's get it.
Fuck that, this your cat, nigga. You hear me?
Let's get it.
Go kick his motherfucker.
Get that motherfucker in.
What's easy? Do this. Little step back, bang, bang, bang. Little step back, bang, bang.
Bang, 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 bang. Try and stop it. Bang, bang. Here I come. Bang. You want to throw sometime? Bang.
Body shot. Boom, 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 boom. Go to the body. Kill that body. You took his nuts, now you gotta take his heart.
Yeah, take his whole soul away.
Yeah, get out of here, Gail. I'll see you later. Find someone credible. Get out of here.
He was higher than a motherfucker. I'll tell you, he was stoned as fuck.
No, it's only a majority decision if there was an even score. There's no even score here. You're an official, right? You're an official of the state. Well, then you don't understand how to score.
Oh, my God. Unbelievable. The crowd here on Fuego.
He's ready to be whooped, man. He's ready to be whooped. He's ready to be whooped.
And Howard Foster has stopped it. Wow. That is going to be controversial.
But you really liked to stand toe-to-toe with him in the 12th round, even if you thought you won the fight.
It was on.
Did you like that? I love you.
Hello, and welcome to the Boxing Coalition, a place to discuss anything boxing. We have a rotating panel of hosts that consist of Chemo, Mao Alpha, Cam, Daniel Lim, and MV Chu. If you want to have your say, call in on Skype. Just add Box Coalition and get involved in the show.
Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of the Boxing Coalition. My name's Cam. Joining me tonight are Kevin Horn, Long Island's finest, Ari Gold Boss, and Black Ski Mask Joe's just jumped on the line. How's it going, fellas?
Doing alright, man. I'm doing a lot better than Tim Lane is doing.
That's good.
Yo, man. Hey, by any chance, did you guys catch that Algieri show? I heard it got canceled on the first episode.
They just had a pilot, kid.
No, he hasn't left the cage yet.
No, he hasn't left the basement yet.
Man. They got him somewhere locked up like Igor and shit in a fucking cage in the attic, feeding on fish heads.
That's true. Yo, what's happening, Joe? How you doing?
Shit, man, chilling, man. You know, ain't nothing going on. Just trying to talk shit for a little while, trying to vent.
All right, man. Seeing as though you're talking, go ahead. What do you want to vent about? What do you want to talk about?
Well, I caught almost every card on Saturday, almost all the cards. I saw a lot of the UK ones. I was kind of entertained with that one for a good while. We had like 6 hours of that. So, yeah, I could say that the Gale and the Petty Bond fight was okay. I thought the Gale came and showed.
Ari's got a smile on his face as you say that.
I was actually, you know what? I was at first, my gut was telling me to pick Petty Bond because of the name that I know more, you know? Like, I know that name more, but even though he always came out, like, short or no wins, but, I mean, I was more familiar with that name other than the Gale. But the Gale, man, he showed up, man, but I kind of feel like it kind of got stopped early. I think it could have went on.
I think that
Tony Bellew fight was good, man.
You thought that fight was good?
Really, Joe? Hell yeah, man. I thought that shit was good.
I thought that.
Come on, Joe, man. Those guys were gassing out.
They were looking real sloppy. They didn't look like professional athletes, man.
Cleverly looks like he come into the fight with one arm.
Yeah.
And people paid for that shit.
That was like some blue collar boxing that you'd see in some little gym somewhere.
It's club boxing.
Yeah, that was disgusting, man.
Yeah.
I actually thought it was good, man. I mean, to give all credit to Nathan Cleverly, man. I mean, the guy kept him at a distance for the good, like, 6 rounds with the jab, and Bellew had nothing, like, to do. Like, he didn't know what the fuck to do. Like, he would go, as soon as he would go in and try to set up, he'll just get canceled out with a fucking jab, which I thought was cool. And then after that, I guess he kind of, like, figured it out, like, all right, fuck it. I'm just going to go in. If I take a hit, I'll take a hit, but I got to get this guy the fuck out.
He just bullied him, put his weight up on him, put him up against the ropes.
But even when he was against the ropes, he was missing so much.
He wasn't sharp. His punches were all over the place. And Cleverly was just sitting there waiting to get taken out, and no one took him out. Did we really dive into the black hole right off the jump?
Oh, no, I'm blaming Black Ski Mask Joe, man. He's the Black Ski Mask black hole, I guess.
Cut out the eye host Joe.
Wait. Some shout out to
Anthony
the one.
Joshua. Huh?
I just realized why Joe wanted to talk about UK card first. Joe, did you pick Algieri?
Hell no, man. Come on,
okay.
Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
That's what someone in the chat said. So
look, I'm gonna tell you like this. On the show, I'm not 100% sure, but at first I didn't make an official pick. I said I'm leaning towards Algieri.
Oh, it sounds like he picked Algieri, man.
Yeah, you know when people start
look, you could go in my motherfucking prediction shit, man. I picked fucking Pacquiao, bro. So
yeah,
at the end of the day, I made my motherfucking pick. I was just disappointed because I couldn't get on last week, and I wanted to make my pick be known. But I'm letting you know right now, man, I was so close of getting my prediction 100% correct because I picked Pacquiao, but I wanted him to finish him off at the 6th round. And when I seen Algieri go down, I'm like, yes, motherfucker, I'm moving up in the ranks. But that fucking prediction came out not to come true.
Man, I had to pick knockout. It had to go under 9.5. So in that 9th round when it got reeling, I was really hoping that that the ref was going to say the ref came in and stopped it, and then saw Algieri wasn't hurt as bad. He didn't let Pacquiao get that last.
You know what? I'm happy that you kind of pointed that out because I forgot which round it was. Algieri got knocked out, right? And the ref assisted.
Yo, he got up
him
at
getting
10
up.
and he walked into the corner. He was done.
Yeah, but there was this one round where the referee assisted Algieri to get up from the knockdown. Like, I don't think referees are supposed to do that.
Nah. Anyway, so since we're on the fight, man, I just got to say, man, anybody who picked against Pacquiao had to just be a hater. I mean, that's like the same thing as like when Floyd fought Guerrero. Like, there's different levels of boxing, and you're dealing with, like, when we're in the era where we have Floyd and Manny, like, we have 2 all-time greats, like 2 top 50 fighters of all time in our era. And how do you just pick a random guy? You know what I mean? A random guy to beat him.
A guy
without being a hater. I'm not going to get into saying, well, he wasn't dominated, because that's just fucking stupid. I mean, 120, 102. I mean, come on. He covered a 3-touchdown point spread. So I'm not going to get into anything like that. But, like, at the end of the day, like, I tried you know me. I'm from Long Island. I'm a local boy. I tried liking Algieri. Like I said, he graduated from the same college as my mom, graduated from the same master's as where I got my master's, same college. I really tried getting behind him. But watching the pre-fight hype, watching the 24/7, watching the preview show, him and Tim Lane were just impossible to watch. And Tim Lane and him talking about how this is a different level of athlete. No one's ever seen anybody like a Chris Algieri before. I mean, there's ways of being confident, and then there's ways where Algieri is basically disrespecting Bradley and talking about he could only do that with Bradley, and Bradley ain't nothing like me. He ain't fast like me. Shut the fuck up. Come on. And then, you know what I mean? And then you talk about how it's all about science, it's approach, it's intellectual, it's spiritual, and you fucking miss weight. And you didn't miss weight by 0.2. You missed weight by 0.5 pound. Like, you know what I mean? Come on, man. Then you complain about the scales not being calibrated. Pacquiao didn't miss weight. Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on. Like, it just got ugly from the beginning. He looked tight. And then I had a bunch of people over because I had a poker game at the house. That's the only way I would pay $75 for this fight, is if people paid for it. And 30 seconds into the fight, you saw Algieri try to, spin to the left because he's moving to the left, and Pacquiao threw a left that went straight through his high guard and gave him an eye jammy right off the jump. And you just saw the look on his face, and the way he reacted to that was like, wow. I didn't think he was going to be this blistering, and that wasn't even like something he wound up on. And if you go back and look at the fight, and I'm not Emmanuel Stewart, so I hate saying it, but the fight went exactly pretty much how I thought it was going to go, just like Emmanuel Stewart would say. But Algieri, is rotating left, and he's not even stepping his left foot outside of Pacquiao's right foot and pivoting. So he's pivoting from with his lead leg in between Pacquiao's leg and pivoting right into Manny's sweet spot. I'm like, dude, he's doing like the weirdest like pivot, like you teach like kids that practice that shit. And he's tucking his shoulder and doing that pivot, and he's just getting rocked every time. And every time he tried throwing that lead left hook, he either got a left hand or a duck under Pacquiao's right hook, and he got hurt every time. He got knocked down once from it, and he got stung twice from it. He was just completely outmatched. He was completely dominated. And I guess after he took that punch in the first round, he's like, you know what? I hope he tires, so I'm going to like move around a lot for 4 or 5 rounds, and hopefully he's slower in the later half, because right now he's just way too much. And, 6 knockdowns. The first one was a clear slip. That was bullshit. 4 of them were clear knockdowns. 2 of them were really bad. And then there's one iffy one where he did get hit, and then he stepped back in the puddle and slipped. So even discounting that, he still got knocked down 4 times. One time I thought he got counted out, and then he walked backwards into a corner. Like he turned his back and walked away. Like he thought he was out. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Because he didn't walk into a neutral corner, I don't think. I think he walked into his corner. So, I don't know. How'd you guys see it? Does that pretty much sum it up?
For me, Kev, you summed it up excellently. But what are you going to say, Joe?
I said, man, Algieri's movement was shit, man. I mean, it was cool, but he was making so many mistakes. It's like a dude dancing with a chick and just stepping on her fucking toes, man.
But we all said he squares up a little bit. He gets caught on the ropes a little bit. He's not like this big mover. His jab isn't this stinging jab. Like it's a different level of athlete,
I don't know about you guys, but to be honest with you, this fight, I was more entertained watching this fucking fight than I was with like a Floyd Mayweather versus Maidana or any Floyd.
The second one, not the first one. The first Mayweather.
Yeah, the first one was good. But I mean, like in the last couple of years, I haven't been entertained this much from like an actual pay-per-view fight where I'm like, holy shit, I'm seeing like a lot of fucking knockdowns. Even though the Algieri isn't the same caliber or whatever as Pacquiao, but still though, the amount of like excitement that you see in a fight, with a Floyd fight, you don't see knockdowns. You just see the guy just clearly outboxing him for all 12 rounds. I mean, it's nice, but if you could do it, why the fuck can't you just do it? Entertain your fans, and then just don't like Floyd is like the type of fighter, he'll take a beating and then he'll just say, "Oh, I fought like that for the fans." Like, come on, get the fuck out of here with that shit, man.
Definitely. Ari, what did you think of the pay-per-view headline in Macau, China?
You think he had him right where he wanted him?
I'll confess, I haven't actually seen it fully because I was watching it. It was late. I went to a club, so I came back around 3 a.m. I was tired. I tried to nurse it. Lomachenko impressed me. I'll say that before I get into Pac.
Yeah, the undercard was actually pretty good, I gotta say. So
yeah.
We can definitely get into that after, but
the drink started to get to me, so I fell asleep around the 4th round into the Pac fight.
Yeah,
but I
how
did get back
boring
to
was the first 4 rounds?
That's what I'm saying.
Algieri wanted nothing to do with it. He's a guy who usually throws 60 to 100 punches a round. He was throwing 32 punches, none of them with any conviction.
I don't know, man. He wasn't doing what for what. Yeah, and then I got back to it anyway. I watched it. I haven't really fully watched it. I was skipping through it at parts, obviously. I didn't really. Lampley was kind of pissing me off, so I didn't really want to listen to him a lot. But from what I saw, yeah, it was what I expected, really. There's levels, like Kev said. There's levels. I've never been really impressed by Algieri. What he did against Provodnikov was not like he beat him clearly. He got a close decision that some people say he was lucky to get. So, and that's Provodnikov. But this is Pacquiao.
Provodnikov, as much as he got a big rise because of those 2 good rounds as he had against Bradley, let's not forget, you know who Provodnikov is? He's Manny's sparring partner. Right? Am I right or am I wrong?
I don't know if
And
he's
I think
I don't
Ruslan's
think he's
good.
sparring
I
partner
think he's
anymore.
a good fighter, but he's Manny's sparring partner. That's what he was known for.
But he's a solid B. This is
You're exactly right.
This is top level. This is the best you're gonna fight. Really, unless you fight Floyd, this is the best you're gonna fight, and it's just simple as that. That the guy never did enough for me to think, oh yeah, he's gonna be the one. Look at Marquez. It took Marquez arguably 4 times, even though I think he won at least 2 of them fights before that. But it took Marquez 4 times to beat him definitively. So how do you think someone like Algieri, who really all he brought to the fight was height, oh, because he's tall and he's got a reach, but he didn't use that reach in the fight.
Yeah, and he didn't really use it with
He never stood still and tried to work the jab or use the right hand. And again, this is a southpaw. Something that maybe a lot of people forgot to say in the pre-fight shows that I've watched of different podcasts, including ours, that a southpaw is supposed to be the right hand use. Lead with the right or set up the right hand. Algieri's not that style. He's a jabber. And the jabber's not going to work against a southpaw and like one of the best southpaws out there. So, and it proved in the knockdown where he got rocked, where the ref, in my opinion, should have stopped the fight because he got up very late. Where he tried to jab.
He got up late and he walked into the corner and he didn't, and he just let it go.
Pacquiao countered him perfectly with a straight left. He ducked under his jab and hit him with a straight left from the side. He rocked his chin from the side. It was kind of crazy the angle he hit him from. I was thinking, how the hell did he even get to that angle? But that's why I've got to say the fight. That's
because, hey, Ari, rewatch it. I'm telling you, watch how he spins out and pivots out to his left. He doesn't get his front leg outside of Pacquiao's leg. So he doesn't take that step. He just spins. So he's still in harm's way. Yeah. Just take a look at it next time.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that right now, to be honest. I'll get up. But
and when he spins, he squares himself up, like you were saying.
Yeah.
Kev.
And if he squared, but yeah, that was a great knockdown. So Pacquiao impressed, but at the same time, Pacquiao did what you're supposed to do.
Exactly. And I'm of the impression that, like, and I'm sure, I know Lim's not on the call, but he would probably say the same way, is, you know, it's not that impressed because that's just what we thought. Like, anybody who's thinking rationally and without their heart and without their hate, how'd you expect the fight to go anything different? Unless you predicted a knockout and you thought he was going to sleep him. And that's it.
I didn't want to see this fight. I was shitting on this fight as soon as it was announced, or before it was even announced, even when there's rumors. Just like there's rumors of that apparently Vargas is next.
Yeah.
No one in the world wants to see Vargas versus Pacquiao.
To me, this was a wasted Pacquiao fight. Like, Pacquiao's getting to the end of his career. You don't want to see fights like this. Like, the Rios one, you can give him a pass because he's coming off a brutal knockout.
Rios is actually half decent.
Yeah, also he was coming off a brutal knockout, so you didn't know how he was going to kind of handle it. So I'll give you that one. Then obviously he's had the rematch with Bradley. But this Algieri fight is just a waste of a fight.
But you know what it is, though, Cam? I just don't think, because I just think pay-per-view numbers doesn't matter when it's in Macau and they're getting so much money that they kind of figured, why am I going to – what if Floyd doesn't fight him, we got to get another big-name opponent if he fights in the States. You know what I mean? So why waste one of those guys in Macau? And I think that was the thinking. You know what I mean? Where, you know, we're going to get our money whether we sell 300,000, 400,000, 500,000 pay-per-views. We're not selling 6, 7, 800,000. And we're going to get our money, so we might as well just, you know, put this guy who came off this, you know, pretty notable win. But you were right. Everybody was shitting on it, and rightly so. That's why you can't necessarily be too impressed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'll say one thing quickly. I quickly got Simbros up, and I rewatched the knockdown. I completely forgot that whole round, or for a minute before the knockdown, Algieri's just circling left or circling right the whole time and flicking a jab out, and that's how Pacquiao got at angles, because he realized Algieri's just going around in circles, so he got round to the side of him and then through the left. Yeah, it was quite easy.
And that's how he came across his shoulder, basically from shoulder to shoulder. His punch was.
It's kind of. I don't understand what Algieri's doing, to be honest. He's just going around. He's going around, circling left, flicking a jab. I'm rewatching.
Dude, he wanted no part, bro. The first punch went right through his gloves and gave him an eye jamming 30 seconds into the fight, and he just reacted very, very shook-like. It's like when I was a kid, right, and I played baseball, right, all the way up through levels. We get to JV, you get to varsity, you get to college, you're playing against D1 guys, and I was like a lower-tier college-level player. And in the summer leagues, all of a sudden you would get somebody, you know, because I didn't play in school, but I play in the summer leagues, and you get somebody who came by from D1, and you get in the plate, and that first pitch, you're like, fuck, I'm just way over my head. As the pitch comes in 5 miles, 8 miles an hour faster than anything else. And I think that's exactly what Algieri thought, that first punch.
Hey, did you run in circles too?
Nah, because I didn't hit the ball.
Yo, Kev, I got some questions for you, Kev. Man. Hello?
What's up?
Who's that? Was that Dan? We got Dan on the line. I'm not sure if he's just listening in or if he's talking as well. Dan, are you there? I think he's just listening. But yo, Kev, some questions. Right, so you and me were talking over the last few days, talking about Mr. Tim Lane, also talking about, you know, Algieri's whole attitude towards his fight. Mm-hmm. What was Tim Lane's game plan when he was giving like this advice in the corner, saying, "Oh, you're doing great, you're doing well," and he's getting knocked out and getting knocked down and getting dropped and hurt, and he's saying, "Oh, this is perfect, you're doing exactly like." What is he trying to do? Because I just didn't understand what the fuck he was trying to say.
I don't think he had a game plan, and he's like one of those guys who's saying, "Oh, we're all good," He's trying to. When he's saying it, I don't think he believes it himself. I think he's trying to convince himself that he's all right. And I really think that he did kind of give away the first 4 rounds because he knew a fresh Manny and Algieri fresh, he couldn't handle it. So I think he was hoping that he was going to get Manny reaching a lot, throwing wild, getting a little out of control. And by the 5th or 6th round, he was going to slow up a little bit, and then that would kind of even it out a little bit. But it didn't work. And it didn't work at all. Nothing worked.
Yeah.
And then to say I'm letting him out his cage and he's going to let him go in the 10th, 11th round, the guy who has 8 knockouts and has never knocked out a non-club level fighter. Come on.
Terrible.
That was an awful game plan. But I don't like Beeb said, you could have had fucking reincarnation of every trainer, Eddie Futch, Manuel Stewart, anybody in that corner, and he's still getting his ass whooped. He just wouldn't have came off looking as bad.
Yep. Yo, and I want to give you a shout out as well, Kev, because I caught you on Lukey Boxing's podcast. Shout out to Lukey as well, friend of the show. Yo, and you guys had a good debate, man, for an hour until you started talking about wrestling. I had to turn it off when you started talking about wrestling. Sorry, Kev, I can't listen about wrestling.
One quick question for you guys, man, about the Pacquiao fight concerning Algieri. All right. The thing that I was hearing the most from like Max Kellerman and Jim Lampley was Chris Algieri's foot movement is superb. Okay. If it was so superb and Pacquiao met him at every point, right? Cutting him off, landing beautiful punches, you know, what do you think like a Floyd Mayweather with the Pacquiao fight would look like? You know, do you think Pacquiao would just cut them the fuck off?
I don't think you could take anything away from this fight and compare it to Floyd Mayweather fight.
Yeah, I know. But to be honest with you, like looking at that fight, man, I was so excited to see that fight, and I'm a Flomo, man, you know. But looking at that fight, I was like, man, if Floyd ever fights Pacquiao, he's gonna have fucking problems, bro. If he had problems with Maidana, and he had problems with fucking Cotto, man, my motherfucker like Pacquiao is just gonna lay it on him. He's going to fight me? He's going to fight me? He's going to fight me?
That was the best at the end of the interview.
Is you and Floyd Mayweather. What are your thoughts about that fight right now?
He's going to fight me? He's going to fight me? Yes.
But Joe, you're talking about like future opponents. Do you see Floyd being next? Because I just can't see it, man. I'm not getting on this rumors and all this hype.
Not right away being next, man. To be honest with you, I don't see it being next, man.
Then who?
Great question, Ari.
Yeah, man. That is a good question because nobody really knows at this point, man.
Exactly.
We're waiting to see what Amir Khan does. You know,
fuck Amir Khan.
Listen.
Look. Check this out. But there's rumors saying that.
This is the first time in my life that I thought this fight was going to happen. Literally. 4 years ago, I didn't think it. This is the first time. And the only reason is Floyd's pay-per-view numbers, that huge deal, Manny's pay-per-view numbers. Before, they didn't need each other. Now they need each other. Unless he goes to Macau, the money's not there. Like, Pacquiao's not going to fight for a $15 million guarantee anymore. You know what I mean? and I don't know. He made a huge amount of money because this was in Macau or whatever, but I just think somebody had an interview with Arum on the radio on YouTube, and Arum really broke down that, you know, Steven Espinoza sent out that tweet about the offer or whatever, and then supposedly the CBS guys told Arum to shut the fuck up, and Espinoza hasn't come out with any tweets since about that fight. I don't know if it's coincidence or not, but that's what Arum said. And we all know Arum because, you know, take it for what it's worth, too.
I did. I read something earlier. I can't remember where I read it. It was saying that apparently the CBS, one of the heads over there, he's going to have a meeting
I don't
with
know how
Darren.
to pronounce his name. Yeah.
He's going to
Put
have
it
a
this
meeting
way,
with Darren.
have any of you ever heard his name until now?
No.
And now that's a good thing sign for you, right, Ori?
Maybe. To be honest, I don't really want to think about it. But at the same time, I said, like, who? Because on Pacquiao's side, I don't really see who there is.
There's no.
You know what? It's funny that you say that because, you know, there's rumors flying around that, you know, that either Floyd fights Amir Khan, which I kind of think it would happen. But then there's rumors that, you know, since Canelo's trying to get the Cinco de Mayo and he's trying to get Miguel Cotto, maybe Mayweather's considering a Cotto rematch.
Yeah, that basically got shut down, though. De La Hoya, a couple of people said that that's not really likely. Roach, a lot of people said that.
And then I don't know where the fuck this new rumor is talking about that Floyd's trying to get Raul Saka, which I think is just
come on,
bullshit.
man. That was a makeup. You didn't see the meme in there?
Oh, man, that shit was just fucking bullshit, man.
Yo, but I just think that they both need each other. I think the fact that Floyd has 2 fights, everybody's like, nah, he's going to wait for the last fight. I'm like, I don't know, man. I would probably consider they do it now and then
do a rematch.
They have a rematch and they make bank off the rematch. You know what I mean? Like, these guys are going to they're going to have $300 million to split. Like, it's got to happen. Like, it's got to happen. I mean, I don't know. What do you think's going to happen next? We see Floyd and Pacquiao fight, or we see Tim Lane or Chris Algieri on any type of TV show? What's more likely? Because after that Tim Lane showing, I don't see anybody hiring him ever again.
Man, I think after if Timothy Bradley wins his fight versus Chavez, I would like to see Tim versus fucking Algieri, man. To be honest with you,
I don't know.
I could see it.
I think Bradley's already taken a step down fighting Chavez. I don't think he should be.
I could see the Algieri Provodnikov rematch.
I could see that. I mean, Provodnikov's fighting Luis Castillo in Russia. I mean, he's thirsty for opponents too.
Yeah, that's on Friday. I was looking into that because I put it onto the prediction league today, and I'm not really 100% sure what weight it is. I don't know if it's at 40 or 47, but I'm thinking 47 just to make it easier for Provodnikov. You won't have to boil himself down because it's not really. There's nothing big on the line. There's no title on the line, so why boil down to 140?
I think it's bullshit that as much as I hated, oh man, I really tried to like Algieri. It was fucking impossible. Be a master boxer. This ain't Rock'em Sock'em. This ain't a fight. Dude, shut the fuck up. Oh my god. But oh man, people really picked that guy to beat Manny Pacquiao. It's fucking. How do people do delusional? The guy. Oh my god. Yo, the line in Vegas went down from 12-1 to 8-1.
I love how people are saying,
people were really betting Algieri.
I love how people are saying, the height's going to cause him issues and the jab's going to cause him issues, and it's like, no.
Yeah, he doesn't even have a good jab. He's not even that tall. He's tall, but he doesn't have a good jab. He's not that good. It's different. If he was on the same level, when you see, if he was Tommy Hearns fighting Manny Pacquiao, you'd be like, yo, he's got a height advantage and a fucking long right hand. It's not fucking Tommy Hearns. It's Chris Algieri.
Exactly. My pick was almost 100% right. I just said that maybe the late stoppage in the 10th, 11th. Obviously, we didn't get the stoppage, but I did say he's going to beat the shit out of him, and he kind of did that, so.
But that was fucked up. I know they're petitioning because they stripped Algieri of the title before the fight, saying if you win, you can't hold 2 belts, so we're going to strip you now. And I know they're petitioning because they're like, well, we didn't win. We should have a belt.
Yeah, I'll say one thing. I was actually thinking about that. And I remember a couple of weeks ago, I was kind of shitting on WBO, saying why would they do that to him? That's not fair. But the more I think about it, I kind of agree with them stripping him, because it's not like, I see it as he's not a reigning champ. He hasn't really defended it. In my opinion, for you to move up in weight and still hold that belt just in case, like, win or lose, I think you should at least fight one mandatory. And he didn't. He just beat Provodnikov in a voluntary, and then he went on.
But that was only 5 months ago. I could see if he was idle for a year.
Yeah, but
he could still defend that title within a year.
But why is he moving so quick?
Because he gets a career payday.
I know. But then, all right, then lose the belt. That's why I'm seeing it. Because I disagree with my past self. That's what I'm saying. I kind of understand why they do that. Free up the belt. He's not like he's a great champion who's done great things.
You're disagreeing with yourself. Is that the first time that's ever happened on the show? Someone disagree with themselves.
I agree with my
think about it.
Free week yourself.
I don't know. When you got Danny Garcia going up and fighting catchweights against Rod Sockler and not getting stripped. I know different sanctioning bodies and all that. It just makes boxing a joke, and why nobody knows what the fuck's going on, because there's no rhyme or reason, and it's just bullshit. The guy had a chance to fight one of the best fighters who ever lived and make more money than he's ever seen in his life. And you're going to strip him of a title? Like, you could just say, hey, listen, you take this fight, but you got to defend by, March, fighter A. You know what I mean?
Okay, say now he's being stripped and he's trying to appeal. If the appeal's not successful, will he be, able to fight for the vacant title against the next guy, the number one contender?
That would all be on the sanctioning body,
Yeah.
We don't have answers to that.
Because I think he does deserve. I think he does deserve, either to get his title back or to fight for the title again. Because beating Provodnikov was a big thing, man. Because I definitely thought Provodnikov was going to steamroll him, and a lot of other people did as well. And
me too.
To beat Provodnikov was a good win, and to get stripped straight away, I think that's a bit unfair. But let me get to the phone lines.
Jose is all about the sexy name.
Jose.
Boys.
That's my boy right there.
Nothing sexier than Pacquiao, ain't there?
That's it, man. Those calves.
He's the best, man. Jeez, I love seeing Pacquiao, man. Even though...
you got to see Pacquiao twice. You had Manny Pacquiao in the fight before it.
Yeah,
Mini me.
That Manny Pacquiao, actually, believe it or not, he's actually dating Jinky right now. Hey, I don't know if you guys saw that or not.
While Pacquiao's knocking down hoes, he's got Jinky at the crib.
Yeah, pretty much, man. That's why Pacquiao's rocking. He just has his mom there ringside now. No, getting to something serious though, man. You know what? I am a little disappointed. I know yesterday I was just listening to the Boxing Voice, and I think one person brought this up. I mean, I love Pacquiao, one of my top 3 favorite boxers, but the competition Pacquiao's been fighting, has been much, much, much lower level than Floyd. So I think we should keep it real. I mean, I know I got into an argument a couple of weeks ago with Sherry Gold and Leonard or Lenny, I'm not sure, about boxers being bombs, but I believe that this guy was a bomb, like a straight up bomb, like a Friday night fight, C-level boxing bomb. And I think it was kind of a perfect matchmaking by Bob Arum, right? And they blew the kid up. They made him look good, but he was legitimately no competition. 120 to 102, get knocked down 6 times. That's just straight up garbage, So I think it's very calculated, even more so than any fight Floyd's fought. But
definitely, and Jose, I agree with you. I just think you're exaggerating because of this fight. You got to understand. Take his last fights. I mean, in his recent fights, he still fought Bradley twice, Marquez. I mean, come on. Bradley was the number 3 pound-for-pound fighter in the world.
But I mean, his last 2 guys have been bums. And this guy,
his last 2 guys, he just fought the number 3 pound-for-pound fighter in the world.
Oh, Rios, though. I mean, you know what? This to me is worse. You know what? Danny Garcia did the same thing, man. And everybody gives him shit about Rod Salka. This guy is worse than Salka, man. In the difference between between Garcia and Pacquiao, I'm telling you, man, it's the same fucking matchup.
God, there's no way Salka's as good as. Come on.
No.
Did Salka beat anyone on the level of Provodnikov?
Yo, Jose, you love Adrian Broner. He struggled with Emmanuel Taylor.
Jose,
Come
who,
on,
Broner wasn't
Algieri
trying.
beat Emmanuel
Jose.
Taylor 8-2.
Jose, who's Salka's best win?
The thing is, a year ago, who was Algieri? Nothing.
I said the same thing, but you can't.
A year from now, who's Algieri going to beat? Nobody. Algieri had,
Yeah, I understand that, but at least the guy, even though I was shitting on the fight, at least the guy was a champion. At least the guy beat someone decent.
He was a champion.
He beat a solid B. He beat a solid B.
Yeah, but Vargas is also a champion.
Stalker, you can't, come on.
Sometimes
you can't compare it to Stalker.
But this is what I'm saying. This is like Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao. This is like, these are the greats of our sport, man. We got to start demanding a little bit more.
Oh yeah, Jose, I definitely agree with that. We got to, and I said that right off the jump.
I said that
but
too.
But the thing is, I put this in the same class as Robert Guerrero. I put this in the same class
even
as
less than Guerrero,
Brandon Rios.
Even less than both those guys, because both those guys beat the shit out of Algieri, man. I'm sure of it.
All right.
Another thing I wanted to bring up, like you guys know, man, I fucking take swings at everybody. I've taken swings at the Brits. Another group of people that should be being swung on, and everyone's ignoring them, led by that loco Mexican, are the Mexican guys, man. They're just keeping quiet. Like Marquez, he's got to fucking get his balls on and fight Pacquiao. He's got to stop being a coward, a Mexican coward. He's got to stop being a bitch and hiding behind a lucky punch, man. And Loco and those boys, they're all happy in Mexico and thinking that Marquez is a champion, man. He's got to stop being a coward.
Right, Pacquiao gave him 3 rematches. Give Pacquiao one.
Yo, Jose,
exactly, man.
Jose, I hope you're not planning to go on holiday to Mexico anytime soon.
Fuck that. Cali might be too. Cali might not be a smart decision.
No, they'll murder me there. But you know what? It's just, I think Marquez did the most cowardly thing ever. It's like you win and then you never want to give the guy a chance again.
It's the kid in the playground who loses fucking 10 times in a row and then he gets a cheap win. Not saying the Marquez is a cheap win, but he takes his ball and goes home.
I'm not having that. He knocked him out cold.
It's not a cheap win.
It's the
he knocked him
4th
out
fight.
cold.
How many times do you want to see it? I don't want to see it again.
Because Pacquiao won all those matches but the last one.
He didn't win all of them, though. He didn't win the 3rd one. That was a robbery. Let's be real.
No, he won.
He didn't win the 3rd one.
His hand was raised in all of them but one.
Oh, so the hand was raised. Did Bradley win the first fight with Pacquiao then?
He did on paper. Yeah, he did.
I don't know. I would much rather watch Pacquiao Marquez than Pacquiao Algieri.
Oh yeah,
I don't care how many times.
If Pacquiao doesn't fight Mayweather, he has to fight Marquez. Like, I don't know why he's not fighting and demanding that fight. Like, I hear him saying Mayweather all the time. Why not call Marquez out on TV and call him a coward and be like, hey, like, this is the problem that I don't like about boxing right now is that a great like Pacquiao gets beat and the whole world thinks it's acceptable for him to fight Algieri, and half the world finds reasons why Algieri could beat him. Just because he got beat once by a lucky punch and he got beat badly, now everyone thinks Pacquiao's a bum and they hold him on a different level. It's not fair. Like, I want Pacquiao to regain his name, and I think the only way he'll ever do that is by knocking out Marquez and putting him to sleep. And
if you look at whoever picked against Pacquiao, it's the same guys who pick against him every single fight. So, they're right once in a while, I guess.
Jose?
But if you think about it, like, the people who picked Algieri probably picked Rios, probably picked Bradley.
Yeah.
King J. Jose King J's taking shots at you. He said Jose got transferred from WWE to boxing. This guy don't know shit.
Well, you know what, man? To be honest with you, like, I think it was Kevin who said it, man. Like, when it comes to a boxing match, you just got to pick the person who makes more sense to win. And I think everybody tries to find these clever ways of no, this guy's going to win this way and that way, and he's going to use his jab to get in.
But it comes down to the better guy wins.
Yeah, and you're talking about a pound for pounder versus just a guy who at best is above average,
It's exactly what it was. And I totally agree with Jose, and I know a lot of people sometimes take shots at him and do the casual thing and this and that, but like, listen, I watch as much boxing as most people. I mean, I don't go watching 96-pound Thailand guys at 3:30 in the morning on a Tuesday, you know what I mean? But I watch enough boxing, and you know what? Like, we should be demanding the sexy names. Like, we need these bigger fights. Like, it's not acceptable that Pacquiao fought Algieri. You know what I mean? Like, it sucks. Like, who wants to see it? Like, you know what I mean? And I hate when people like rap against like Jose when he says stuff and gets on Twitter and says, well, he's not that good because he can't do this, he can't do that. Well, he's a name people want to see and he's winning. Like, you know what? So he doesn't have the best right cross when doing a second pivot against the lefty. Like, who the fuck knows? Come on, man. Do we really know that? No one knows that shit.
Agreed.
Okay, guys. Anyone else got anything else to say? Because a few guys are waiting to. I'll put them on hold and wait to call them up. So.
Okay, let me just say one other thing really quickly here, and then I'll get off. This is why I say, like, and I got into a fight with, not a fight, but whatever, with Ari and with Leonard there, or sorry, Leon. It's I think that if you want to be considered a great fighter, you got to step it up. Maybe not to the case where you're fighting Pacquiao or Mayweather, but that's why I'm saying the guys that are in the UK, that are in Europe, you got to step it up and you got to fight against people that we could kind of get a benchmark, like we could see how good you really are. Because until you prove to the rest of us or to the rest of the world how good you are, then you're kind of a nobody and you're invisible, right? And then and you're tarnished with the bum label, you know. So that's kind of what I'm trying to say. And sometimes you show to be the real deal, like Brooke did, and sometimes you prove to be an actual bum, like Algieri did, right? That's
and I one thing I do like from getting to know you guys in the UK and everything is watching more UK. UK builds fights better though. I think you would like it, Jose. Like this EubankJr. Saunders fight, the Bellew Cleverly, like they do the best, behind the ring shows, the best. They know how to build fights, and they're building. It goes both ways, though.
So let them come here and beat the shit out of like a Boo Andrade. Let them come here and come where we want to see him fight. You know, you guys have already seen him in UK. You guys have already seen how good he is. They've already proved themselves. So now they got to prove themselves.
But like a guy like Boo Andrade who can't sell out his living room, why should somebody from the UK go and fight in front of 8 people when he could come fight in front of 11,000? You know what I mean?
Oh, that's fine. Or have him go down there. The thing is, it's not where they fight, it's who they fight, right? It's just
if they fight, exactly. You're right.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying, right?
But it's true that the UK has a better fan base, like Rob Palmer said in the chat, like, if a medium to big name comes over to the UK, you would sell out like a 10, 15, 20,000 arena quite easy, I think.
Yep.
No one's arguing that. Crawford did that, right? He went to the UK and he did it. The thing is, all I'm saying is I want to see them fight big names. That's it. Like big American names. I'm sorry.
We only get so many TV dates on HBO and Showtime. We shouldn't be settling for Bum Fights Volume 6, Volume 7.
I agree.
It should be 2 big names in each fight.
But Jose, would you like to see like Marquez come over to the UK and fight Kell Brook?
Fucking right. I would love it. I would go down there, man. I want to see that. I like again, the bigger the name, the better the fight, in my opinion, right? And that's a big fight, 2 big names, right? Brooks earned that right to be considered a big name now after his victory. I would love to see that fight.
Cool. Jose, you can stay on the line if you want. You can just mute yourself. I just want to get to a few more callers.
Okay, cool. I'll mute myself.
Okay, cheers, Jose. We got Milos on the line. How you doing, my friend?
Hey, I'm pretty good. I just wanted to say about the Pacquiao fight. I think you have asked me last week to make a prediction. I couldn't really make the prediction because I didn't know much about Algieri, but I said something like Algieri is not in Pacquiao's league, and it turned to be right. Well, Pacquiao has done what he was supposed to do. Algieri's jab, there was a lot of talk about Algieri's jab, but he didn't really do much with his jab. He had some success with his lead right hand, I think, but he just couldn't deal with Pacquiao's speed, and Pacquiao also showed good moving on foot, and he pretty much dominated the Algieri, but they were not in the same class. So, regarding the undercard, I think that Lomachenko has done a pretty good job. He injured his left hand, I think, not sure what round it was, but it was a pretty nice display of skills, and I would make some comments on the British card if I can.
Yeah, go ahead, Milos. What did you think of the UK card?
I think that it was a pretty good card, despite many fights being, I think, like...
too one-sided?
Yes, too one-sided, excuse me. Many fights were too one-sided except the main event fight, which wasn't anything special in my opinion. I think that James DeGale has done a great job. He was, of course, besides Anthony Joshua, but Anthony Joshua was supposed to beat Sprott in a couple of rounds, but he continues his journey through the ranks. He looks to be a top prospect in heavyweight division right now. I think James DeGale, it was a stay busy fight or it was a final eliminator. I think it was a stay busy fight while waiting for Froch to make decision, right?
Yeah, it was a stay busy. I think he didn't want to just sit on the sidelines, and he wanted to fight in between getting the shot at the IBF title, which Froch has at the moment. Froch has not decided if he wants to either defend it or if he wants to just give it up and then try and fight Chavez in Las Vegas. But do you think James DeGale is the goods and he can be something big in the super middleweight division?
Well, I think that he could be definitely a big name in the super middleweight division. He was Olympic gold medalist, and Froch is not too quick to fight him because of money, I guess. But if he decides to vacate the IBF title, then DeGale will probably face Andre Dirrell, maybe. I think, in my opinion, personally, I think that James DeGale is a great fighter, better than George Groves, for example, right at this point in time. George Groves had some problems with, I don't know who was the opponent.
Dennis Duglin.
I heard that he was from the middleweight division, right?
Yeah, I think he was a career middleweight. His name was Dennis Duglin, a.k.a. the Mama's Boy, because he's been trained.
He was at 154 not long ago.
Yeah, he's been up and down, but the majority of his fights have been at middleweight.
Okay, well, George Groves, he is lined up to fight for the WBC title against Anthony Dirrell, right? And I don't think that he's fully ready for that fight. I mean, Dirrell didn't look so good either, but his opponent was Saki Obika, and it's not easy to look good against Saki Obika. I think that I would favor Dirrell to beat Groves if they fight right.
I agree.
Regarding DeGale, I think that he has a lot more potential right now than Groves, and I think that if Froch chooses to fight DeGale could cause him big troubles. I wouldn't make the prediction right now, but I can definitely see DeGale bringing big problems for Carl Froch.
And Milos, one quick question about the stoppage of Periban. Do you think it was a bit of a premature stoppage by the referee? Because I think he could have let the fight go on.
Yes, I just forgot to mention that the stoppage, in my opinion, was premature. I think the referee should have let Periban fight, but ultimately I think that DeGale would either win a pretty wide decision or score a TKO, but definitely Periban deserved the chance to continue.
Excellent. Anything else you want to add, Milos, before we let you go?
Maybe the Cleverly and Bellew fight. I expected more of that fight, to be honest, because it was the main event of a pay-per-view, obviously, and Cleverly really didn't do much. He won a couple of early rounds because of his jab, but it wasn't actually the effective jab. It was more Bellew doing nothing and losing rounds. Then both guys got tired, and when it came to strength, Bellew just turned to be too much for Clever.
I totally agree. That fight was, after all the build-up and all the talk and all the pre-programs beforehand that Kev was talking about, the gloves are rough and behind the scenes and I'm going to knock him out and my power's bigger at cruiserweight, and the fight was just a massive disappointment for me.
Well, I didn't know about the build-up much. I just know that there is a rivalry, and I watched one fight from each guy, so I didn't really know what to expect, but it wasn't that much impressive, and I hope to see more of EubankJr. and Billy Joe Saunders, and definitely Tyson Fury and Chisora next week.
Are we doing a special show for EubankJr.?
No.
Come on, Cam.
No, I got a life, man. You guys got nothing else to do. Yo, Milos, we're going to let you go, but thank you for calling.
Thank you.
Take care, brother. Guys, I think we need to start getting to the undercard because we're almost hitting an hour, and we just...
First of all, shout out to Milos, man. I'm going to call him Vidic, but shout out to Milos.
Yeah, man. He's a good caller. I enjoy his calls.
Yeah, I like him.
But let's get to the undercard. So, what do you think? The less we talk about Zhu Shiming, the better?
I didn't see that.
Let's start from the first fight.
What
happened? Okay, let's go to Jesse Vargas and Antonio DeMarco. I really enjoyed this fight.
I gotta say, it was one of the best opening fights of a pay-per-view I've seen in a while.
I agree. Like they were trading. DeMarco was getting caught with combinations, uppercuts, hooks. Likewise, Vargas, he was doing the same. There was a lot of back and forth rounds. One guy would win one round, the other guy would come back. I just really enjoyed the fight. I thought it was a good, decent fight.
Yeah, it was good scrap. It just Vargas seems like a better, more explosive athlete, and that was the case.
Definitely. Yo, Roos, Ari, did you not see this, did you?
Nah, I'm lying. I did see it. A bit parts. I was in and out because
pause.
I don't really. Something about Zhu Shiming. I can't remember who I was talking to during the show. Not during the show. It might be one of my forums, but I was saying what are they going to do with this guy, Shiming? Because they're moving him quick, but he can't beat any of the flyweight champs. Because even though I don't really know about flyweights that much, I do know that flyweights have very good champs. And I was saying I can't remember who I was saying it to, but I was thinking they're going to make a belt for this guy. I don't know who it is. Most probably it's going to be WBA because they make so many bullshit belts. But someone's going to make a belt for this guy because he ain't going to beat any of the current champs. And I could tell over in China he's loved, and they don't want him to see him lose. They don't want to see him get knocked out in Macau. So they're going to do something. I don't know what they're going to do, but they're going to do something. They're going to make some kind of belt for this guy, man.
I don't know. I'm cool with Zhu Shiming. He puts people in the stands. He opened up a whole new market. He's growing the sport worldwide, and I got no issues with the guy. He's just not that good. He's not bad. I don't know. Everybody talks shit. I don't think he's a bum. Like,
how many gold medals has he got? 2?
I guess, yeah.
For a 2-time gold medalist, I don't know, man.
Yeah. I just think he, I don't know. He looked pretty good. You can just tell I don't know I don't follow those weight classes that much.
Yeah.
But like, I just look at it like I don't think he's going to be able to do that against high level guys. So maybe if the weight class is weak, then maybe he could squeeze a belt here and there. But I don't know. He didn't look that impressive. But he put people in the stands and made a shit ton of money and brought a whole lot of money to boxing. So.
When he lets his hands go and stuff, like at the beginning,
it wasn't a boring fight to watch.
No, it wasn't boring because the Manny Pacquiao made it interesting because he kept coming forward and
Yeah, he was catching the ass whoop and he kept coming forward.
Yeah, and I don't like the way Zhu kind of hands his hands by his sides and like he's a big power puncher and like he's very skillful. Like you do that shit when you're Prince Nassim. You don't do it when you're Zhu Shiming.
Yeah, and Roach, and that's exactly what Roach was telling him in an interview after, was like, I'm trying to get him to keep his feet under him because he could crack a little bit when he's like that, and he doesn't have the power to be hitting when he's moving with his arms down like that and stuff like that. So Freddie wants him to be more grounded, you know.
Definitely. Okay, so we talk about Zoo.
Fucking busy day for Freddie Roach. He probably burnt a fucking couple hundred calories walking back and forth to the ring.
Because obviously you had Pacquiao, you had DeMarco, you had Zhu Shiming.
Yeah.
you just had a break in the Lomachenko fight, didn't you? But I was thinking about that before while I was rewatching one of the fights, and I thought, do you think he purposely threw loads of water on the floor because he was in the ring a lot?
Nah, that wasn't even his corner for the one fight.
Oh, okay. Nah, I wasn't sure. You see, so
wasn't that Pacquiao's corner?
That was Pacquiao's corner.
Yeah,
but it was wet. It was wet in that second.
Yeah,
fight
but they never. It's not like they attempted to clean up.
I don't know.
I don't know, man. To me, I just thought, look, they probably put loads of water
Algieri
down.
got dominated because the corner was wet.
No, but like Algieri,
that was 2 knockdowns alone.
No, I was gonna say like Algieri. You know, Algieri's gonna be moving. So if there's a lot of water in the corners, then obviously it's gonna be an aid to Pacquiao.
Yeah, back in the day, Al Davis and the Raiders, when they used to play teams, sometimes he would soak the field in water. So he didn't get beat by fast guys. He would slow the field up.
Techniques, man. Techniques.
Cheating motherfuckers. I love it.
Yo, let's go to Vasyl Lomachenko. Like, Milos was talking earlier, like, I was impressed with the guy. Like, shout out to Yasser from my boxing gym, man. He invited us round to, he's got a little room at the back of his house, like a little extension. He's got a big projector on the ceiling, and he invited all the boys from the gym around, and we watched the Pacquiao fight at like 5 o'clock in the morning. And my coach actually came down as well, and he doesn't really like follow boxing. And he, when Lomachenko was fighting, you could tell he was really impressed. Like, I wasn't sat next to him, but like he was gesturing to the people like you were sitting next to you about, this guy's doing this well, this guy's doing this well. And I went to the gym on Sunday, and I spoke to him, and he said, "Look, I didn't know nothing about the guy, but look, he's one special guy." And I said to him, like, he's had like 400 amateur fights, only lost one, and beat the guy twice that he lost to, you know, 2-time gold medalist. And he goes, "Look, that guy is a special guy." And I totally agree, man. Even with his hurt hand. Like Ari was saying
he was
earlier,
winning rounds.
Yeah, he was dominating this guy, man. Like with one-handed. So I just want to see him against.
Now here's the question, and this is where I agree with Jose. We know Lomachenko's the man. He's got great talent. That division got good guys to see. Is he gonna fight one of them? Is it gonna happen? Is it like right? Is he in like Walter's division and all that?
Yeah, he's featherweight 126. To me, like that fight needs to happen because. If you look at Lomachenko, his first fight was a bit of a gimme, his pro fight. And then the second fight was Salido, which is a tough fight. Third fight was Gary Russell, which on paper was a kind of tough fight because obviously the kind of...
Yeah.
You know? And then obviously his fourth fight with this dude. This fight, for me, was a bit of a gimme fight. So his
it was a mandatory, I think, though.
Oh, was it a mandatory? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. It was... I think it was supposed to be... that guy was the mandatory. But... I can't remember. I think Max and Jim was saying that Lomachenko wants to beat all the guys in his rankings, even if it's not voluntary. So no one else will fight him. He wants to go down the list of the WBOs, and that guy I think was number one. But I don't think it was actually sanctioned as a mandatory.
It wasn't sanctioned, but he fought the number one guy.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely agree that like the Walters fight would be a massive fight next year. Like Lomachenko versus Walters. I'm
Radovich.
Yo.
You know?
I'll say that. I'll say it now. I love Walters, but he needs to knock him out to win that fight.
Yep, I think Walters got that type of power at that weight.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
you know what I mean. He's the type of guy could lose 5 rounds in a row and still get a knockout against Lomachenko. Like, I think that's a huge fight, and to Jose's point, we're fight fans. We shouldn't accept anything less. Sometime next year, it's got to happen.
I could see it happening though, because Lomachenko in an interview said that he's up for that fight. Bob Arams says he wants to make the fight. I've not heard anything from Walters, but he looks like a guy that wouldn't duck anyone. So
yeah, he stepped right up before Donaire.
Exactly. So I'm quite hopeful of that fight happening.
That'd be a great fight, man. Because Lomachenko, man, to your point, I was watching the fight with a bunch of people who don't really, watch fights. Long Island, so they wanted to see the Pacquiao Algieri fight. They were playing cards. And when they were watching this guy fight, and they're like, "Who the fuck is this?" And I told them, ran down his credentials. They're like, "Yo, that dude's nice, man." But small guy though, so it's tough. You got to wonder how many opponents are going to end up being out there.
Milos in the chat, his name is Basilius. He made a good question. Maybe Lomachenko could fight Gradovic?
Nah. I'll answer that. My boy Selby's got Gradovic. Don't worry about Gradovic. He's getting taken care of very soon.
Oh, I forgot about that. He's mandatory, innit?
Yeah.
What about my boy over there in the UK? What's his name?
Who?
Frampton.
Oh,
he's in the weight division lower.
That's the weight class below.
He's 22?
Yeah,
he's in Rigo's weight class?
Yeah. I just want to see him knock out quick, to be honest.
Fuck Rigo, man. Yo, talking all that shit. Come up to 126, man.
Yo, but
Rigo's next fight is at featherweight, isn't it? He's fighting a Japanese guy.
Let's get Rigo versus Loma. You know, Aram ain't putting nobody near Rigo.
Yo, Ari, I got a question.
Not with him no more.
Off TV at a top rank.
But Jim and Max said that on Saturday. They were like, about Rigo, and they were like, I can't remember. I can't remember what they said, but I'm sure they brought up Rigodal, and then they kind of deflected it.
Yeah.
Yo, they know Aram will never put him near him because come on, you already took Aram's. You already took Donaire, who was the cash cow of the low divisions for Aram. You think he's gonna put Lomo there now?
Yeah, he took the cash cow out and he replaced him with himself as a guy who can't draw flies to shit.
Aram will never put in another one of his highly touted boxers.
Yo,
even if the Lomo fight will be close, and I think it'll be close.
Yo, we're all assuming that Gradovic is gonna get past Jason Valérez on Saturday night.
I keep forgetting that's a close fight. That's a good fight.
That's a good fight. That.
And Gradovic is the type of guy who doesn't have the pop where, you know what, he's a busy worker, but he's no guarantee to overwhelm anybody. He's a steady guy. He's a steady guy, but he's no guarantee to beat anybody.
Yo, Ari, I've got a question for you because you just said that Rigo's got a fight lined up. So has he signed up with a promoter? Or how is this fight happening?
He's got a promotion before. He already had a promotion. He had two promoters.
Caribe or something?
Caribe, yeah.
So he's just doing it with them guys?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know fully. I can't say yes 100%, but I think he's still with them, and he's fighting in Japan on New Year's Day, I think.
Somebody wrote an article, I think Michael Woods wrote an article about Rigo and his promotion and all the money he was making. Now he expects certain guarantees, and even though he doesn't draw and stuff.
Yeah. And he's got two managers, and what's the guy's name? The British guy, or was he Irish? The promoter, not promoter, the manager.
I don't remember his name. I did read the article and it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, he's kind of Rigondeaux's not really listening to him anymore and that kind of shit. The guy who helped him get out Cuba. I can't remember his name. Sorry. Maybe someone in the chat knows. But Gary Hyde. That's it. Thanks enough for something. Gary Hyde.
Yeah, but you're talking about New Year's Eve. Every year in Tokyo, they always have a big card. Like, they've got one this year. So is that what you're talking about, Ari?
Again, I'm not 100% sure. That's cool. That was what the word was. I remember seeing on Boxing Scene that they were trying to make that fight. I don't know if it's 100% official, but that's the fight they're trying to make. Because what can they really do? No one really wants to fight the guy. You got to go to Japan or wherever, beat up maybe a known Japanese guy or something like that.
Speaking of guys that think they're worth more money and should get more money and never fight, guess who called out Pacquiao after the win? Your boy Andrade went to Ellie Sekback and got on there talking about calling out Pacquiao. Pacquiao's going down to 140. This guy fights at 154.
Is this the same Andrade who called out the Charlos and then when he gets to fight, he wants to back out?
Yeah, that guy. The same guy who turned down a career high payday on the undercard.
To be honest, I don't really care what Andrade says anymore after that.
Fuck out of here.
Because I like the guy.
He turned down two career high paydays this year, and instead he's fighting nobody.
For me, he's looking like this generation's Winky Wright. The way Winky Wright used to have
Wink eventually stepped up and fought Mosley and fought Trinidad.
Yeah, but he turned down a lot of big fights.
Yeah, he went to the bad economic school of boxing.
Yeah, well, Andrade looks like he's trying to get that degree as well.
Yeah, he's in his understudies.
Maybe that's his mentor. I don't know. Yo, guys, you got any
talented fighter, but man, he don't know his worth for shit.
You got any last thoughts on this Macau card before we move on to the black hole?
No.
Nah, man. Just Lomachenko.
Very impressive.
Yeah, man, very. He's the one who came out. The girl came out. The other one, in my opinion, this one is all about Lomachenko, man. Because
let me ask,
losing his arm like that as well.
Actually, you guys watch smaller guys than me, like at those fights. How is Lomachenko's power? Because he hit this guy clean a couple times and didn't get him decked. You know what I mean? Do you think he got that pop where he's gonna be, scary, or is he gonna be able to move up, or is this pretty much where he's gonna have to be, and he's just gonna overwhelm people with talent?
I think this is his weight.
But do you think he's got good pop for this weight? Like, is he going to be able to knock people out?
Decent pop. He nearly knocked this guy out, but he hasn't got that. Yeah, he hasn't got that great power. I don't think he's got that one punch power where, like Walters, for example. But I think he's got enough power to do things. Obviously, it looks like most.
So
he
won't have that electric power the way Donaire was cleaning people out on the way up.
Nah, I don't think so. No, he's more of a boxer.
Okay. Yeah,
yeah. Okay.
I think his power is like medium. It's like Ari said, it's not like one punch knockout power. But he did drop that guy, Piano, whatever he's called, and from what I'm reading, like he's got like a Thai boxing background. So because you saw his
all those guys with them big ass legs.
Yeah. So and he did hurt him and knock him down. And plus, like maybe he could have stopped him if he didn't hurt his hand. You never know. So
yeah, he hurt it early. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's jump into the black hole.
At this time, we would like to ask you to fold up your tray tables and strap into your safety belts. We are now approaching the black hole.
Ari's making a joke in the Skype chat there that Rob Palmer's jumped on for the black hole. So, seeing as though I mentioned you, Rob, how you doing? What do you want to talk about
How's it
first?
going, guys?
Good, man.
You know what? I weren't that down on that pay-per-view, you know. I didn't pay for it, so what have you got to be upset about?
It was 6 hours of your life, man. What the fuck?
Yeah, but you know what? The only fight I really thought was bullshit was the main event. That's the only fight where I got bored. The rest, I enjoyed myself.
Nah, you enjoyed Jamie McDonald.
Wait, go on, Cam, go on.
Rob, you enjoyed Jamie McDonald?
Yeah, that was a fun fight, man. That guy came to win. He was giving it his best until he hurt himself.
Even that was suspect, though,
Saunders, who's supposed to them kind of fights.
Oh,
I thought. No. Hold on.
How about Callum Smith? He looked like shit too, though.
No, the Saunders fight, I went and took a shit.
Saunders, I thought that's why Hearn made the fight pass for them kind of bullshit fights.
Yeah, I agree with you. No, listen, mate, I'm a Hearn hater right now, but I didn't think bad.
Come on, Rob. I know you from my forum. You used to be the biggest Hearn lover.
Yeah, I used to be Team Matchroom, big time.
If I was speaking to you 2 months ago, you would have been defending this card, and you know.
No. If you follow me on Checkfoot recently, you'll see I've been ripping this card as much as anyone.
Yeah, I know you have. I've seen you.
Yeah, Hearn blocked me on Twitter because I gave him so much shit.
Well, Wealth Network had it for free in the States.
Well, I watched it for free. Did anybody?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, pay for that?
Apparently on Twitter there was a lot of people crying, but that's their own fault.
Yeah,
I had a great stream. I was at a mate's house. I got some casuals to watch it, guys who never really watch boxing. I didn't really obviously shit on the card in front of them because I wanted them to watch it. But they liked the quick fight. My friend was very hyped up on the quick fight. It was a good fight, even though I thought Quigg was going to kill him, but I've never really been impressed with Quigg, so that shows his level. And that's it. Anti-Joshua, the quick first round knockout, I told him would be out in 1 round. And I didn't even watch the Bellew Cleverly with them because we went out after. And I made a great decision on that because the fight was kind of shit.
Oh man, that fight was just pitiful. Like, I couldn't believe how bad they were. My expectations was honestly like that fight was going to be decent. I couldn't see how it wasn't going to be decent, but it was awful. It just shows you, like, if you put 2 non-world level fighters in a fight, they're not going to perform to world level.
Those guys just let us down after all that hype and all that bullshit. They just fucking wasted our time, man. I was so disappointed with that. Because I thought, well, the undercard's not been great, so this fight will be okay.
Yeah.
I heard that.
Bellew was saying the reason why Kovalev took him out was because Cleverly came to fight, but he didn't come to fight against Bellew, so that's why Bellew couldn't knock him out.
He came to fight. He was standing on the bloody ropes for like 4 rounds.
The guy's just so full of shit.
He's on the ropes. He's on the ropes, 4 rounds left, gassed out with one arm, and you could barely land. It's not like Cleverly, and before this fight, Cleverly's never been known for defense. And if Cleverly's making you look stupid like that, even though he's losing rounds, he's making you look stupid. He's making you look slow, as everyone knows. Bellew's slow. And I'll say something about Bellew and pisses me off every time I see him. And now I know I can't bother with Bellew no more. That the guy's so slow and he's so stupid that he wounds up on his hooks. Why don't you ever shorten up the hook a bit and maybe you'll land it once? Because like guys are saying in the chat, Tony Bellew, we've got someone called Tony Bellew in the chat. Bellew only needed to... No, well, not him, but someone else. I think it was Nuthouse. Shout out to Nuthouse. I think he's a podcast guy. He said Bellew landed 7% of his punches. I'm not sure if that's fact, but...
I think that was by that 8th round. I don't know if those stats went up because he did get...
How can you be so inaccurate?
Yo, did you see the 2 Jameson with an eye pivots he tried throwing before throwing those left hooks? When he had him up against the ropes in like this 8th round, he was so gassed. He did like a pivot to his right to throw a left hook, and he just couldn't throw it. He had nothing. I'm like, what the fuck?
But you know what, like my motto since this card has been, you got to stay positive. The positives you got to take is that Bellew, he ain't gonna fight no more light heavyweights. He's got to fight real cruiserweights now. If he fights Marco Hart, if he fights Hernandez, it's gonna get.
Bellew believes in his hype so much, but who the hell's Bellew gonna beat? In my opinion, Afolabi's gonna get that belt, and I think they're gonna make that Afolabi fight, and Afolabi's gonna beat him. And I want Afolabi to beat him because I want Afolabi to get loved by the Brits. Because even though he's a Brit, he doesn't really get shown over here. So I want. If Afolabi beats Hernandez, because I think that fight's in a couple of weeks, I want Afolabi vs Bellew on Sky, so Afolabi gets the credit he deserves.
It won't be on Sky, mate. Sky pay-per-view. Pay-per-view won't be.
They wouldn't dare, man. They wouldn't dare.
I think Huck's the fight they're going to wait for. I think
but Huck could kill him.
I'm joking about Bellew Afolabi pay-per-view, but I think they could sell Huck Bellew as pay-per-view. They could probably get away with it.
I don't know, man. I just hope this pay-per-view didn't do well, but I've got a feeling it did do well. I've got a feeling they sucked in a lot of them casuals with that Sky hype train, man. That Sky Sports shit, they were spamming in them adverts. I was actually pissed off at how much I was seeing it. Every advert was showing Bellew and Cleverly. Or
both those cards this week shouldn't have been pay-per-view. Like the card in Macau shouldn't have been pay-per-view either. Like Oscar De La Hoya didn't have fights like that. Like every other De La Hoya fight wouldn't be pay-per-view, so it should be the same for Pacquiao when he fights someone like Algieri.
But at least the Macau card had a good undercard, even though we didn't think the undercard would be that good before the fight. The fights, at least the undercard was good. It was worth a pay-per-view.
Yeah, but not by the standards that should be set by HBK.
But the Vargas fight was decent. I liked seeing Lomachenko, and obviously they got Zhu Shiming. Zhu Shiming I think that's his best fight so far, even though I don't really like him. But at least it wasn't as bad as some of the other fights. So I could say the Macau card, even though we didn't like it beforehand, it proved its worth. I can't say the same about this guy's shit.
I didn't pay a penny. The only fight I didn't watch this weekend was the Vargas fight. I didn't pay a penny for any of the cards watching. You'd have to be a mug to pay for any of those cards.
I missed the McDonald fight. I didn't see that, and I heard that Hearn got to the manager or the trainer and threw them out 10,000 to pull out. That's why I heard.
That's bullshit, man. Come on.
Come on, man. That Gonzalez shit with Burns, I think... I'm not gonna lie, I think Hearn's done it a couple of times, and I'm not even joking.
I'll tell you who was impressive was De Gale. You've got to rate De Gale's win there. Okay, the stoppage was shit from Foster again, but...
Foster.
You got to start... I think people got to start realising De Gale is actually...
Yeah, but Rob, who are you talking to, Rob?
That's the biggest De Gale fan manager right there.
Yeah,
you're the biggest De Gale, but I didn't know that. But
he runs the website. The We Love De Gale website.
Since I first got on this show,
you didn't know I was a Matchroom hater now.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe because De Gale always did say he had injury problems during his fights. He was fighting and he had a dodgy groin. And
yeah, I think that's true.
And if it must be true, because look at him now. He's looking like a beast.
Yeah, he's throwing those wide punches that are really.
He's just beat two. I don't know if Paraban you can really say he's top 15.
Fuck that.
He's beating two. Gonzalez was top 15. No matter what people say, Gonzalez was top 15. He beat him in 4 rounds. Paraban's he's decent. He's respected. He just knocked him out in 3 rounds, even though the ref fucked up and the ref kind of messed up for De Gale because that could have been even better. But in my opinion, you would have taken him out anyway.
Ari, he's not getting frotch. So who's he fighting next?
You know what, Kev? Unfortunately, it looks like he'll be Andre Durrell.
What do you mean, unfortunately? You mean Anthony Durrell?
No, Andre. He's fighting the the guy who beat Badou Jack. They're fighting in IBF Eliminator. Whoever wins is number 2.
Oh, I thought it was Anthony Durrell.
Ah, man, Andre.
He would get knocked out by Anthony Durrell.
Anthony's got a WBC, so he
Miguel?
can't be ranked, can he? In any other governing bodies, because he's got the WBC belt.
Yeah, because he got a belt.
Yeah. He's fighting Groves, if Groves still wants it. I don't.
You know, I'm convinced
that's who's fighting Anthony Groves.
Yeah,
Groves is getting knocked the fuck out by Anthony Durrell.
I'm convinced that Groves to Gale 2 happens next. I think that there's money to be made.
They'll try and make that the IBF fight. I don't mind that.
That shouldn't be the IBF fight though, because what has Groves done to deserve another title shot at the IBF? He's already had 2 shots.
Yeah, but money talks.
Deserve got nothing to do with it.
True.
I don't mind that because I'm more confident than ever that De Gale will beat him.
You just want De Gale to be the first Olympian to win a world title.
But I've always said I've always thought De Gale won it. I've seen that fight a lot of times, and I just don't see how Groves got it. The closest I've ever scored it is a draw.
Harry, you just want De Gale to be the first Olympic champion to be a world title champion.
British champ.
Yeah.
British.
And Groves looked like shit, and De Gale looked very strong.
Look, Groves just fought a light middleweight who got knocked out by Charlo in 5 rounds, and he struggled for 5 rounds. I don't know what's going on.
I didn't like how your boy Chunky called out Carl Froch like that. That shit was disrespectful, man.
No, but come on, he's getting dicked around, man.
Don't get cold
Groves
all right?
needs Adam Booth.
Groves, Rob's right. Groves needs to go drive to Booth's house, get on his knees and beg. That's what Groves needs to do, because he's completely lost his style. It's like he's woken up one day with a memory wipe and he's just forgotten everything he's been taught all them years under Booth. He's completely lost his ambush style.
Yeah. Adam Booth on Twitter just put painful after the fight. That's all he wrote, painful. Because he must see his protege, this guy that he's moulded into a world level fighter, just unraveling slowly.
Yeah.
Right?
Did he leave because of commute? Commute to the gym and location?
Yeah, because Booth moved to Surrey. And
that's
one of Groves' excuses anyway.
They fell out because I think Groves just stopped listening, wanted to do it all his own way. That's what I've heard.
So let me ask you guys this, because I gotta say, since I've been following more of these fights on US TV, didn't know they were here and stuff. Which one of them gets knocked out first by EubankJr?
Oh my god! If how many times am I gonna tell you?
I'm just kidding.
I know you're kidding, but
De Gale, is he coming over here and fighting? Is that his next move to get exposure, or is he going to stay over there? Because I was impressed by De Gale.
They need exposure in the US. They fight in front of 20,000 people here. They don't need to come to the US fight.
I'm not saying that, but unfortunately, it's American exceptionalism, in this country. Nobody looks across the waters, you know what I mean? And that's just, American exceptionalism. That's the way people think, you know what I mean? And I don't know if he's going to get recognized until he smokes somebody from the US in front of US fans. You know what I mean?
The super middleweight division is a European division.
Yeah.
Same as the cruiserweight. Always has been. All the best super middleweights have always been from thing. Other than Andre Ward, and Andre Ward refuses to come to Europe, and that's why he can't get any fights right now, because all the best fighters are in Europe. They all sell tickets. They all get big money from TV. He refuses to come over. That's why one of the reasons why he's sitting on his ass right now. He's basically
because I was watching that card, and I was talking to my boy. He was like, "Yo, it's fucking loud as hell over there." And it was a regular fight that was on. It was loud as shit, and there was like 12,000 people.
That wasn't even a good atmosphere. People were complaining about that atmosphere being shit that we're at the card. So that gives you an idea that's a shit atmosphere.
And I'm talking to a fighter that's been in Vegas on Manny Pacquiao undercards and saying that it's loud as shit over there. Just to let you know, UK is, it's big in boxing over there, man.
We fucking love boxing.
I fucking love boxing. I disagree.
Once you add in that pay-per-view money, the money's just as much from the TV as it is from HBO and Showtime. So there's no reason for them to not come over.
Mm-hmm. Except being shook.
Yeah, they're worried about getting robbed, but let's be real, robberies happen everywhere,
Yeah, but even nowadays, though, robberies don't really hurt, because once public gets behind somebody, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Look at Bradley.
If I
People
was,
thought he robbed Pacquiao, got a robbery against Pacquiao, and what that really do for Bradley? He got shitted on for forever.
If I was an American fighter, the thing I'd be worried about coming to the UK is the refs. That if, say, you're Andre Durrell and you're fighting against the Gale, that he's gonna like land a combination, you're a little bit shook, and the ref just jumps in quick.
Or
Yo, Rob,
slip on water.
Yo, listen, if I'm a American fighter coming to the UK, in my contract, I'm gonna have it stated that Howard Foster is not allowed to be the referee.
He didn't get me. I can't believe.
He was terrible, man. Like, even
I mean, the UK is not like Germany when it comes to decisions and robberies.
Yeah,
Like,
but we have the worst refs. We have the worst refs.
Yo, did you guys, that whoever caught the Quigg fight, did you see when Otaki, whatever his name was, when he got cut, the amount of times like Foster took him to the corner, you know, to get checked out by the doctors? It's like he wanted the fight to get stopped. He
was bored.
Yeah, the doctors were like, "No, man, he's cool, man. This is a little cut. This is fine." And he's like, "Oh, okay." He just seems like he always wants to give like the UK guys like the TKO, the knockout or some shit. Like, you don't want him to go on points and some shit, man. Like, that guy needs to get investigated, man. I'm getting frustrated with that guy. Seriously.
Wait, why is Cole Frampton ducking Scott Quigg?
He's not ducking him, man. Carl Frampton is not.
I'm being serious. Why won't he fight?
It's not about these ducking. It's about Quigg thinks he deserves 50-50, and you know I've spoken about this before. If you listened to the show before, I've broke it down. Quigg thinks he deserves 50-50. He doesn't. He's a paper champ.
Yeah, but sometimes if you think you're going to beat someone, then like take a little bit less and win that big fight. It's going to be a career.
But he sees it as why? Because he's already selling out his country. He's the biggest boxer in his country. He sells out. He can sell out any size arena he wants. It's just that they haven't got a big enough one for him, really. And Quigg is nothing to him. That's how I see it.
No, but Quigg is pay-per-view. If you fight Quigg,
why is Quigg pay-per-view?Quigg's never shown he's a pay-per-view guy. He's never headlined anything.
But Quigg against Frampton is pay-per-view. Frampton against anyone else is not pay-per-view.
Look, I want to see it because I want to see Quigg lose. I want to see Quigg get knocked out, and I think you would get knocked out. Frampton's just a whole other level. Yeah, I've said before, Frampton, in my opinion, is top three. Is top three on ability in this country or in the UK.
But if the fight's that easy, why don't he just take the money and beat him up?
If the Galahad fight so easy, why does Quigg not take that and just beat him up?
Yeah, but that weren't a real offer, was it? Fighting Dubai. Come on.
Nah.
Called them on their bluff.
I think Galahad beats Quigg.
They did call their bluff. There's an interview with Quigg on IFL where he's like talking about it, and he's basically saying like they asked him for more details about this fight. Like, can we do it on another date? Can we try this? And they were just like, no, this is Kid Galahad is fighting on this date at this venue in Dubai, and this is the offer. That's it. And then is Kid Galahad fighting in 2 weeks in Dubai? I don't think so. As soon as you hear Dubai in an offer, you know it's bullshit. Especially from Mick Hennessy. Come on.
Yeah, well, like I've said before, I just want Galahad to get away from Hennessy, to be honest, because he's doing the same thing he did with the girl. He's just stalling his career. Yeah. Look at the girl. He lost like at least a year under Hennessy. That's how I see it.
The thing you got to take is that those fighters from Saturday, they can't go backwards, can they? They can, like, Bellew's going to have to fight real cruiserweights. Smith is only going to fight better fighters. Like, Joshua is going to fight better fighters next, so it can only go up, really. Maybe I'm just delusional, but it can't. They can only fight better people.
Yeah, but how long have you been saying that?
Yeah, I guess it's a good point.
Hearn's got a limited supply of Argentinians, Latvians.
He has, man. Yeah.
Polish plumbers.
Yeah.
He's starting to break into the Brazilian market.
What about Callum Smith? What did you think of him?
Oh, come on.
I'm
not gonna lie. I don't want to start shitting on him, to be honest. You guys know my.
He had a fresh pair of Grant gloves on, though.
You guys know my opinion on Callum Smith. I think he's hiding glass. He's shown again that I don't think his power. I don't think his power reaches top level. Even though, to be fair, that guy's never been knocked out before. He's fought decent guys. Smith showed a couple things where I knew. I just know, like, it's just that the sky hype is behind him, and I just know he's gonna falter at top level. They're trying to rush him, but I don't see at top level. Who does he beat? That's what I'll say. Who does he beat?
I think they're moving him too quickly. Like
they're moving him too quickly. Even though this was a good fight. This was a good fight.
Yeah,
he got 12 rounds. He got 12 rounds. He started the gas.
I don't think he started to gas. I think he was trying to pace himself because he's not done 12 before. I think in the back of his mind he's thought...
They need to keep him at this level for like another 3-4 fights until he's actually blowing guys like that out.
But I think that was a good fight for him. That Sid Locker guy is a tough guy, and he almost got him out of there in the 4th round. Like, he was pretty hurt in the 4th round.
He's only been pro 2 years.
That's what I'm saying.
They're rushing him. But I don't take your time with him because I think he's still got flaws. But at the same time, maybe they're rushing him because they know that he won't make this weight for a long time. Look how big he is. I don't even know how he makes the weight. He's gonna have to go up to like heavyweight soon.
Yeah, but
maybe that's why they're rushing him. And I think they're rushing him again because they want him to get in there with Groves, or whoever's got that. If it's Groves who get the WBC belt, I think they want to make that Groves fight for him because they see Groves, who has been proven to have a glass chin, that maybe they can knock him out.
Yeah. Well, they were saying, did you see that IFL interview with Hearn? He was saying, like, people have been telling me that Callum Smith beats George Groves, and he was kind of like, he didn't really say it, but it was clear he meant Booth. Booth was saying that.
Really?
Callum Smith beats
I haven't seen that. No.
Yeah, you'll see it. You'd spot it if you saw it. Nah. But you know what? We talk about the black hole. It ain't a black hole next week. Next week's fights, you guys have lucked out. That card looks like it's going to hold together.
Oh, fingers crossed, man.
Fingers crossed. Don't jinx it, Rob. Don't jinx it.
States, I don't think.
Fingers crossed. Kev, yeah, man. Unfortunately, I heard this on ESPN3.
ESPN3.com.
Fuck, man. What the hell is ESPN3? I never even heard of that shit.
It's a website.
Isn't that where, like, Dodgeball is? The
website, ESPN3.com, I think.
You got Apple TV?
Nah.
No, okay. Well, if you got an Apple TV, you can hook it up. You get ESPN3 on there. Otherwise, you can get ESPN3 on your computer, on your laptop, and it's like a perfect HD screen.
Yeah, you just got to log.
So you have to download it or something.
No, you just go to ESP3.com and then you put in your details of like your subscription, and then you should be able to get the channel there.
Oh, so you have to subscribe to that shit?
No. Which cable network are you on?
I got Verizon Fios.
Yeah, basically you just log in there, say you're on Verizon, and then it'll go through. It'll like check your details. It takes like 5 minutes.
Oh,
you'll get it.
I can do that.
Better than AWE. I wish all the fights were on ESPN3.
No doubt.
Because you can't sign up for AWE. Like, they won't take any new sign-ups. It's bullshit.
Yeah, I just happen to have it. I didn't even know how I had it.
Got like you're one of the chosen few.
That's it, man. They know what's up.
Right,
I'm surprised they're not broadcasting EubankJr. just for me.
Yo, guys, before we just get into that, I want to get to Javiet, I think, if I pronounce his name properly. Are you on the line, Javiet?
Yeah, it's Javier.
Javier, apologies, man, apologies.
Hey, how you guys
How do you
doing?
get Javiet from Javier?
Yo, man, I can't read, man.
Because I'm Mexican, the J's pronounced.
Is it Javier
like
with a J or with an X?
With the J.
All right.
That's why. Hey guys, what's it called? Who's on the show right now? Actually, who's
got
on
Cam,
the, panel.
Cam, Ari, Kevin Horn, Rob Palmer at the moment. People have been coming on and off.
Oh, cool. Well, anyway, big fan of the show. I haven't been listening for too long. It's been a few months or not, but actually, I heard you guys on the Boxing Voice. That's how I know most of you guys on. But I don't really have much to say. I was actually just I just joined Skype and I was trying to listen in on the show. Not too familiar with the European boxing scene. So I was just actually kind of just listening in, but I appreciate you guys taking my call though.
No
just
problem.
Calling to tell you guys I'm a big fan of the show and
yeah. If you want to listen, what phone are you using? Is it iPhone or Android phone?
Yeah, it's the iPhone.
Yeah, so if you go to the App Store and download the Mixler app, you can listen to the show through there. The thing is, when we have the Skype call going, we don't have too many people on the line just because it's like it kind of bulks up the line a bit. But with the Mixler app, it's quite good now. I've got it on my Android phone, and you can read the chat, and you can respond in the chat, and you can listen to the show as well.
Yeah, I got it on my iPhone too, same way.
Yeah.
Cool.
Javier.
Yo, did you guys talk about that Algieri fight yet?
Yeah, we mentioned it at the start of the show, but you can give us your thoughts. What did you think of it?
Actually, I called into the Voice little bit, and I just couldn't believe how many people were. I mean, actually, I guess it wasn't a whole lot of people, but Robbie and Ness picking
ringside. I
Algieri.
agree with you, Ness, Robbie.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to hate on the guy or anything.
Me
but,
neither. I like Robbie.
You know, but no. Anyway, I don't know if you guys heard. I mentioned, you know, the Pacquiao side-to-side movement, his head and waist movement. I thought that was going to be pretty easy for him to get into Algieri. I mean, I get what I guess Ness was trying to say, you know, about him, I guess, looking good, but I mean, I just kind of nitpicking at things, really. I mean, he still pretty much got beat up the entire fight, so.
I'll say this. I love the Boxing Voice. I love the guys on the Boxing Voice, but they are desperate to pick upsets so that they look smarter than everyone.
Here's the thing, though.
I mean,
you can't pick 15 upsets, lose 14 of them, and then win one and say you're a genius. You know what I mean?
Well, but you know,
I don't agree. And then you can't just keep betting upsets and be like, well, it's easy to pick favorites. Then why don't you do it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're going to make a prediction, you might as well try to get it right?
Is this Kevin?
Yeah.
Kevin Horn? Horn? Okay. Well, you know what, though? I think everybody loses track of what boxing really is. I mean, I watch it for fun. You know, I mean, everybody gets really caught up, and I want to be right. I want to be, you know, rub it in. I mean, you know, same thing with, what's the other guy, Beeb? He was all upset at us, and I mean, it's comical. You know, I like listening to your show. The reason I listen to your show, you guys voice your opinions, and you're not. How can I tell you? You get criticized for them, you know, but that's it. It's just it's friendly. I feel a lot of people take it to the heart too much, and if you had the wrong pick, you had the wrong pick. Hey, I had the wrong pick, and that was the end of it. You're not being called an idiot, you know.
You're right, man. This eating crow stuff, like, because sometimes, like, on a 50-50 fight, if you get it wrong, like, who gives a fuck? The only time to eat crow is if you do stuff like pick Algieri to beat Pacquiao. That's when you need to eat crow.
Or when you're calling something and you're so adamant about it, like it can never happen. And to Javier's point, I think most people got carried away with like the where's your scorecard and judging fights. Like me personally, like I don't really have fun like watching fights as a judge. Like I like to watch it as a spectator.
Yeah, because it becomes work. I didn't get into boxing, you know, trying to get a fight. I enjoyed it for
that's true.
For the love of the sport, really. I mean, to be honest with you, I wouldn't really consider myself a hardcore boxing fan because I really tune in. What's that guy? The guy always calls in with all the racist remarks on your show. The Mexican guy, the one that's from Canada. The dude that says the guy that says you know, or
Jose.
Yeah, that guy.
He's not Mexican. I think he's Bolivian background. I think.
Oh,
yo!
You know, I'm from Southern California. It's just a stereotype, I guess.
We've got Javier. We got Jose on the line as well. Jose, you want to respond?
No, I haven't even commented on Jose yet. I was getting to what I was gonna say about Jose. I mean, what he says, he likes the sexy fights. That's what he says, right? That's what I was referring to. I really nowadays, I really more tune into the big fights. I don't watch everything like Nauta now, like I used to before, because it's just, boxing's gotten to such a level where it's just not interesting anymore. Everybody's always, same thing. You go, what's your scorecard? What's this? What's that? You call wrong pick, you're an idiot. Everybody goes on you on Twitter. I'm just like, I just want to enjoy the fucking fights, guys.
No, you make a great point.
You know,
you make a great point.
But,
it's supposed to be fun.
But yeah,
it's supposed to be fun.
I'm not disrespecting Jose or anything like that. I was just referring to his point.
I want you to.
Thank you.
I want you to disrespect him so we can have some drama on the show.
No, not Jose. He gets a little crazy when you disrespect him.
Tell him you want to put him on his W-2, man. Claim him on your taxes.
Nah, no disrespect to anybody. Again, like I said, I'm not really talking shit about anybody, not the voice or anything. But I do appreciate your show, though, Cam. And you know, I want to get what's his name again, Daniel Lim back on. What's his name again, Chemo and everyone back on. I haven't heard those guys for a while.
Yeah, we did a Chemo special a few weeks ago, but everyone's just busy with their own lives. You know, everyone's got jobs at different times. It's hard to get everyone together, but we do and try have a Chemo special every month. We usually have it on a Friday because that's best for him. So definitely try and check it out. Also, just to give us a little plug, I know you mentioned like tracking fights and all that, but Mao Alpha, he's done a wicked job with the Coalition Prediction League, and it is fun because Nothing for Something, who's always in the chat, he's been following us from day one. He made a great tweet the other day. He said, watching the ups and downs and the leaders change on the Coalition Prediction League has been more fun than watching the UK card on Saturday. And it was true because Ari was getting great predictions in. Who else was getting great predictions in? Marshy was getting great predictions in. Googles was getting great predictions in. It's like Marcus R. All these guys got like 230 points this week, man. So it's a definitely fun way to have a bit of banter and just like, you know, like it is a fun way just to keep track of the fights and have a bit of laugh on Twitter with your friends.
It's kind of like a boxing version of fantasy football or something like that.
Yeah,
you know.
That's
yeah,
exactly
it definitely sounds like it's worth a chance to take a look at. But yeah, I'm more of a, what do they call it, old soul. I'm not too up with the technology. So, what do you call it? I mean, I like boxing and everything. I tune in when I can and stuff like that. But again, like I said, I'm a big fan of the show, and I'm going to definitely be checking that out.
Yo,
for sure. And thanks a lot for having me on.
Yo,
and
thank you
to
for
everybody.
phoning.
Happy Thanksgiving to everybody that's on.
Happy Thanksgiving to you too. Thank you for phoning, and definitely phone again in the future, man. You're always welcome.
All right, we'll do.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Shall we get... I want to give the Prediction League a bit more of a plug, so I'll do that now. Ari?
What do you want to know, Cam? What do you want to know?
Yo, you had a good weekend, man.
Wait, before that, what did I say? What did I say last week?
I don't know. I don't really pay attention to most of what you say.
I said I'm coming for the top.
Yeah, and you did as well.
I'm not a liar.
I don't know, man. You're hiding glass over there.
And I'm staying.
You might get knocked out next week.
Wait, I'm telling you right now.
I'm
telling you right now. I'm staying up here. I'm not giving up this belt.
No, but let's just go through it, man. You got 230 points this week, man, and you got double points twice, was it?
Yep.
Do you remember off the top of your head what you got the double points for?
Yep, Joshua. I think everyone should have got that, to be honest. I told you before. I told you my prediction on that first round.
I went second, man. I went second.
Scott got knocked out by a 44-year-old. If a 44-year-old get knocking him out in the first round, of course, one of the best up-and-coming heavyweights in the game is going to knock him out inside the round. The first punch he landed on him, he basically took him out on his feet.
Nah, for me, what I thought is, you know, like when they won ringside together, and I thought, yo, Josh might go easy on this guy, and he's black, he's from the UK and all that.
I realised Joshua is not that kind. He's not that all that nice guy shit he shows in IFL interviews. That's a what's the word? That's a cover. He's not like that, man. I could see that killing inside him, man. Yeah, Joshua, man.
Well, he was on that show with all the heavyweights.
He's hungry, man. He's hungry.
He was on the show with all the heavyweights talking about how he, came up pretty much hood and getting into trouble and shit.
Yeah. He that's how he got into boxing. He was on tag. Yeah, he was on tag. He was on curfews. He couldn't go out, so he just decided to go to his the gym with his cousin. His cousin went to the gym. He's told him to come along, and that's how he got into boxing. That was it.
So you think it's all a facade then? That's not like that nice guy.
Yeah,
shit's
man.
All
That's
bullshit.
just him trying to obviously get the casuals in, look like a nice guy, and then when he's in that ring, he's a beast.
I don't think that he's not a nice person.
Yeah, he's a nice guy, but
he has got that killer instinct that you need to be a boxer.
Yeah, man, he's hungry, man. Trust me, I'm liking Joshua more. I just want to see him get tested, man.
Did you
Kevin
see the
Johnson
interview with Malik Scott about him?
Nah. Oh yeah. What he said about he was fighting well against Klitschko.
Yeah, he said he gave him all he could handle.
Yeah,
and
sparring.
He was saying like he's going to be something, Josh.
Yeah, man, he's got the size, he's got the power. It looks like and he looks. And a good thing is that what we said on this show, maybe other shows said as well, that we were worried about his bulk. It looks like he's toning down a bit.
Yeah, he doesn't look as stiff.
That will only help.
Yeah.
So he still does look a bit like a bodybuilder, like a Frank Bruno, though.
Yeah, but I don't think he's as big as Bruno anymore. Maybe in his first couple of fights, but I could definitely see that he's toning down a bit. But answer your question as well, Cam. Yeah, it was Roman Gonzalez, man. I got round 6.
Yeah, you got Chocolate.
To be honest, on that one, I just picked a random number, man. I knew he'd stop me.
Yo, yeah.
But I got every other fight right. The Gale decision, I didn't think my boy would knock him out, but he impressed even me. And I'm the biggest De Gale fan you'll find. And Gross, stoppage. Vargas, obviously, decision. Pacquiao, of course, he's going to win that fight. And Lomachenko. I got all of them.
Okay, let me give the top 10 a shout out just for, putting in the work. So, Ari, you're in number 1 at the moment. You got 230 this week. Shout out to Mao. He done a little update to the rankings table. Now you can see the points you got this week and your overall points, and also the position that you've come up in the table, or you've gone down in the table, or you've stayed in the same position. Like you, Ari, next to your name, you got the arrow, green arrow going upwards, saying number 2, so it means that you've gone up 2 places. In number 2 spot, we got Mashi. 3 Googles, 4 Mao Alpha. Had a bad week, only got 118 points. Mao, what's happening? You've fallen off, Mao. I think Mao's doing it on purpose.
Mao just got caught up to everybody knowing he's cheating, so he's waiting until the end of the year to make a final push. And
it's a tactic. Mao thinks he's fooling everyone by having a good week.
Yeah,
Mao,
we're
on to you
right now.
That's a little tactic, Mao. We know what you're trying to do. But anyway, 5th position, we got Leon, aka Monocle 78. And a bad week for him as well, 108 points. Marcus R in 6th, 230, just like Ari. 7th is me, 180 for this week. 8th, Birdie, 188 points this week. Minor Bongo, 116 points this week. And in 10th, we got Nothing for Something, 138 points this week. The last thing I want to mention about the Prediction League is people might think, oh shit, like everyone's too far ahead. There's no point joining up yet. I'll join up in January when we reset it. But if you're part of a boxing club where like 4 or 5 of you follow boxing and make predictions, or you're part of a forum, you can make your own league. So if you go to our main page at the top, you got leagues. Click on that and then click create league. When you do that, it'll ask you for the name of the league and the code. The code is what you give to other people. So when they come to the site and they join up, they use that code, and then you can have your own personal league. So yeah, you can have it with your mates, with a forum. It doesn't have to be the main coalition league, but it's definitely considered that as well. But there's the little plug over. Let's jump into next week.
When I join that league, I'm gonna win it. You realise?
That's what everyone says, Rob. And then you end up like Jose, because Jose was doing great until he forgot to he started to forget to put his predictions in, and now he's slipped down the table. But yeah, let's get back to upcoming week's fights after a little intermission. To me, the Crawford Beltran fight is a good fight, but I'm looking forward more to the Box Nation Excel Arena in London fight, man. Like, and it's not even the top of the bill, like the Fury Chisora fight. Like, I'm not really bothered about that fight. To me, it's all about EubankJr and Billy Joe Saunders. And Kev, I know I speak to you a lot. You're high on Eubank. How do you think the fight's going to go down?
To be honest, I don't know how the fuck the fight's going to go down. I just really like the guy. I don't know. He cracks me up. He's entertainment. And I just see something in him where if he could win and get to that next level, I think he could be something special, but he has to get past that first step. And there's just something about him I like. And his fucking interviews with his father are fucking hilarious. Like, I just feel like they're trolling everybody, and I can't get enough of it. And I think he got crazy power, and he's electric. I just don't know if he throws enough. And if he gets outworked by this guy, that could be an issue. But I feel like his power is real. I think he throws some shit. But I don't know
blasting everybody
enough
out,
except from YouTube.
He hasn't been blasting everybody out like EubankJr. Like, it's not like he's been knocking everybody out, one punch knockouts, or even getting stoppages. Like, I think he's only got 12 stoppages from his 18 wins, which it's good. But when you've been fighting bums, you should be stopping everybody. Like, kind of like Joshua stopped everyone in his face.
No, you're right, but
same guy.
But EubankJr. is a part-time boxer because he'll throw a few punches and do nothing for the rest of the round. So
not for nothing. I love that shit where he's doing that walking backwards, mad slow instead of just cutting off the ring. You know what I'm saying? Or throwing 3 punches and walking into the corner and looking at the crowd. Yo, he's cutting WWF promos right in the middle of the ring, bro. I love that shit. But I don't know. He's also learning on the job, though. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. He's raw. Like, he's very raw. He's not, polished. He's not your typical, son of a legend. You know what I mean?
Yeah. My biggest concern my biggest concern is what I mentioned just then. The fact that he does take like time off within rounds. So he's never really had like a tough fight where he's had to throw.
He's been pushed.
Yeah, so I'm worried that maybe he's not going to have the stamina if the fight with Billy Joe goes long. That's my only concern, to be honest. But Rob,
Did you guys hear the interview where Senior was just like, I got to tell the ref to look out for Billy Joe Saunders because because maybe I'm not out of my mind. Maybe I'm not out of my mind when I say that this guy's dangerous and this guy's my son. So I'm like, yo, he's fucking trolling the whole internet. I love it.
Definitely. But Rob, with your negative comments about Eubank, I'm presuming you're going more for Saunders?
No, do you know what? The thing is, like, I'm really torn on this fight. Like, I can see any outcome. You know, the only thing I feel really strong on is that I think it's going to be controversial in some way. Like, somebody's going to get a dodgy stoppage, or there's going to be like a clear winner, but or it's going to be a close fight and it's going to go the other way to what people think. Like what you said about Eubank not doing a lot in the rounds. Like, they might give him rounds, but everybody thinks that Saunders should have won them on activity or something like that. I can see this fight going either way. Really, if I have to put my heart on it and make a prediction, I got a feeling that Billy Joe is so wound up, so emotionally invested that he's going to come out, try and knock Eubank out, and he's going to blow himself out because I don't think he's the fittest fighter in the world. And I think he might have overtrained a bit because he looks really like, he looks somewhat weight drained, like in the press.
He did, right? When he was wearing that blue T-shirt, he looked like that thing was like a triple XL on him. It was hanging all off him.
Yeah, he looks overtrained to me, and I think I wouldn't be surprised if EubankJr stops him late. A lot like when his dad stopped Nigel Benn late.
But do you guys see Saunders a lot? Like, I'm not going to lie, I saw 2 fights and a bunch of highlights. Is he kind of like a bootleg version of Sergio Martinez? Like, he could walk with his hands down and then throw like 4 punches, do a peekaboo and get out? Or am I completely off?
No, he's what you would call a boxer puncher. He's a good technical fighter. The question marks about him is that he does seem small at the weight, and his dedication has been massively questioned in the past. Like, he looks out of shape when you see him at press conferences. He's not exactly like got a Tim Bradley style physique. I know some fighters don't, but I still think like he could look in better shape than he is in. But he's been talking about he's gone for a foreign training camp for the first time ever and stuff like that. But that's what I'm thinking. Maybe he's overtrained this time, because if you're not used to doing that, you can do too much, especially if it's a fight where you're so up for it and you want to win so bad, you just overtrain.
Yeah, I think he's been in Marbella, but he did tweet a picture of his like abs and that, and I think it's the best shape he's been in. But you make a great point about maybe overtraining.
Yeah, but you know what? Give me like 3 weeks, I have better abs than that picture. Like, it weren't that impressive.
And Ari, I know you've been trying to make sure I slow my roll and don't go out and buy my Team Eubank sweatshirts too quick. So, are you thinking Saunders is going to beat him as well, or?
Yeah, I still got Saunders. I like Saunders. I followed his career since really his Beijing.
Is that why you got emotional when I made the Gorbachev comment?
When was that? I don't know
that was Roos then. Roos didn't like that.
No,
come on, Kev. He threw one of those at me. I thought it was you.
No, I don't think that was me. I don't remember. I don't even know what you're talking about. But
Ari, I think you agreed with me before, like when I said this, that Saunders has got a loss in him. Like, Saunders is beatable, but Eubank might not be the person to do it.
Yeah. He's not. It's not like Saunders is the best prospect we've got over here, or not. He's not really a prospect, but you know what I mean. He's not someone I would bank on. Like, yeah, he's going to be a world champion. But I just go with that. The level of opposition that Eubank's got is just. It's not even half decent. It's just full of Latvians.
Saunders has taken 5 O's in his last 5 fights.
Exactly. Saunders is at least coming into this fight. He's prepared.
No. I need to jump in because I did some research the other day. I did some research, and when you kind of look deep into Saunders' record, it's not that impressive, man. Because some of the guys he's fought who have been undefeated have had very padded records. So don't fall for that trap about fighting undefeated guys. Huh?
John Ryder.
Yeah, John Ryder, Blandamura. Like, if you look at his Blandamura's record and then look
Peter
at
McNeely was undefeated one time.
That's what I'm saying. You can't go. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying EubankJr's record is good because he's fought a lot of bad opposition. But I just don't like it when people start saying Billy Joe's got this amazing record and he beat Jared Fletcher and knocked him out and blah blah blah. John Ryder's undefeated and he went to war with John Ryder. That was a very close fight. If that was on a Hearn card, he would have probably lost that fight.
Yeah, I thought Ryder won that fight.
Yeah, I think I had it a draw, to be honest. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I had it a draw.
I had it 7-5 Saunders.
Yeah, you would though, wouldn't you?
It was close though. I'll admit it was close. It was a close fight. But I like Ryder.
No, I like Ryder too, but like even him, like you look at his record, it's not a good record, John Ryder's record.
Yeah, but come on, compare his record to Eubank. It's not even a question.
Oh, I'm not. No. Exactly, I'm not comparing it to Eubank. I'm just saying in general when people start saying about the O's.
It's just weird to me why, like the guy has fought no one. He's fought no one in the British middleweight division. He's fought no one. He's fought for no kind of belt at all. Any kind of belt, anything. Think of any belt. He hasn't fought for it. He hasn't fought a 12-rounder. I just want him to prove it. I don't want to go with. Oh, his dad's Eubank, his dad's a legend, his dad's funny, his dad's weird, or whatever. Oh, yeah, he looks good in a little Instagram video. I want to see it. This is the fight where if he does it, he will get the respect, he will get the ratings, and he will become a mandatory somehow for a title. And that's the crazy thing is that if he wins this, after basically only one good win, that will be Saunders if he wins.
Yeah, but
he'll be in line for a world title.
That's rational thinking, though, Ari. Like, you got to prove it first. You got to do something. And I'm totally going off of potential and just like I like him. Like, I'm a fan of his. Like, you know what I mean? Like, shit that he does makes me want to follow him. And what's EubankJr up to right now? And I just don't think boxing has enough of those guys. And anytime you can have one of those guys, it's good for the sport. I mean, it's different. The hardcore is always going to be there, but I'm turning more and more into casual Kevin. And, I'm not giving my time anymore for bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, and I want to have somebody who entertains me. And I think this guy could be the goods. I think he's just real raw. And I don't think he's stepping up for this fight unless they feel like he could be. His father's a weird motherfucker, but I don't think he's dumb. And I don't think he's taking this fight right now unless I really feel that they feel confident.
The thing is,
from what I'm hearing is Saunders is acting very much out of character. Is that correct?
No, I don't think so. I think
to be honest, Saunders is like this all the time in IFL interviews.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's me being a Yank and not knowing what the fuck I'm talking about.
No, that's cool. But
Saunders has said this before about I'll quit if I lose. He said this before the Ryder fight. So it's not like this isn't the first time he said something outlandish like that.
Okay,
he said it before. He's a passionate guy.
Ari, you've bought a ticket.
Yeah.
So there must be more to it than just like Saunders fighting a guy that hasn't faced.
No, but I didn't just buy the ticket for this fight. Well, actually, I didn't buy the ticket, but
okay.
My boy Cam got it, so I'm meeting Cam up. I don't know if we want to really fill out, but I'm meeting Cam. So we're going Fury Chisora as well. I'm a Fury fan. I want to see Fury live, so I'm hyped, man. I'm going to see.
Have you guys heard what Fury? Have you seen that Vine going around of what Fury said?
Well, but I think I saw it on the forum. Was it about Chambers?
Let me try and play it.
I should have told Cam, because Cam could have got the soundbite. I didn't.
Yeah, let me just try and play it. Here you go.
Yeah, go on.
No,
ain't working.
No, we're not here.
Don't worry.
Send me the link and I'll try and play it.
Yeah, I'll send you the link now.
Yeah, but
it was a good one.
Why are you sending the link, Ari? I want to ask you a few questions. So regarding Billy Joe, I agree with you that Eubank shouldn't have got into like 3 title fights so easily, and the eliminator for, is it the WBO?
Yeah. Final eliminator, I think.
Final eliminator, yeah. But if you look at the flip side, it's not very clever that he's not even had to prove himself, and he's putting his dad and him have put themselves into a position where he's, you know what I mean, like. If he beats Billy Joe, which is very possible, because I'm not really high on Billy Joe, he's got 3 titles. A charity of his choice is getting paid, possibly because they had this side bet, and he'll be in the final eliminator for a world title. Is that not clever?
No, but you know what? In boxing, you cheat yourself. Like, if you don't fight anybody coming through, if you don't have any tests, if you don't test yourself and know how you're going to react when you're in trouble or when you face somebody that's got a really good jab. It's only going to come unstuck when you take a real fight. And Saturday night is a real fight. So he could have fucked himself by fighting bums up until this point.
No, yeah,
that's a very good point,
you make
Rob.
a good point.
Because even here in New York, like the guys that make their way up, even guys that people think have futures, it's crazy. You see the same like guys, the journeyman club fighters that lose, you know, that they get set up to lose, but they're in there for a certain reason because they might have a good jab or he's got a durable chin, you know. So the guy might have a bad record, but it's proving a purpose. It's not just going out there and blowing somebody out to pad a record. And if you don't do that on the way up and then take that next level step and then a level up, sometimes levels in boxing can be real big steps, you know?
Yeah. Now, you both of you make a great point. But I've got this Instagram thing open, so let me just try and play it.
If you look at any of them men on there, right? Joe Lewis, Muhammad Ali, Jack Johnson, Mary Greb and Jack Dempsey, well, was it really any better than...
It's pretty low, man. I'll try and pump the volume up because you can't really hear it. But are you guys really excited about Fury and Chisora? Because for me, like, I got a feeling the venue's going to empty out after Billy Joe and Eubank, you know. I think,
Nah, come on.
Nah, Ari, man, I think we might be able to sneak forward and get a better seat, you know.
Nah, if there's any real boxing fans in there, no way, man. Obviously, the problem is that the fight so disappointing that it got postponed, and that's why this event sold off Saunders and Eubank, and it looks like it's going to be the most warrants sold for a long time, because I think it might even be 20,000. That's the word. But I never knew Excel could sell that much.
Some guy from Warren's marketing team told me they sold 19,300 tickets.
Well, there you go. And I did hear actually someone I know tried to get tickets, and all the cheap ones are gone. Like there's only the proper expensive ones left. Like single seats. There's not even any like bunched up anymore. So maybe it has sold out.
And it's not even like they've gone secondary market, because I looked on StubHub, there was only 32 tickets on there. If you had gone last week and looked at the Bellew fight, you would have found like 1,000 tickets on StubHub.
Yeah, I watched the press conference today, and I don't know if you mentioned it in the press conference or if you mentioned it to Coogan in the iFilm video, but you definitely mentioned he took a little dig at Eddie Hearn about the ticket situation. But Ari and Rob, I don't know if you've seen it, Rob. I know Ari saw it. The press conference today. I was quite impressed that Eubank came on his own, no father, no trainer, and like he handled himself well. I thought. What do you guys think?
I thought he owned that press conference. Like, I mean, I try not to read too much into it, but if anybody won that press conference, it was EubankJr.
Yeah. Saunders was trying too hard. He was trying to be funny, and Eubank just stayed calm and kind of just was hitting him with sly digs, kind of.
Saunders is just hyped, man. He is so emotionally invested in this fight. Like, he wants to win by knockout. He's saying if he don't win, he's going to retire. Like, that's just the wrong way to be acting before a fight. You need to be cool, calm, and collected, and that's how Eubank is right now. That's not how Saunders is.
He's very tightly wound too, because like when he kept trying to jump out of his seat and kept saying the same thing, and he just kept saying the same shit over and over again.
Yeah, because he's trying to make weight. He's all hyped up. He hates Eubank. He's got to win because he's been telling all his gypsy mates that he's going to win. He's going to knock him out. He's talked about also he's played down EubankJr. So it's kind of like, you don't deserve to fight me. Your record is shit. Then if he goes and loses, he looks like an even bigger mug.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to do what I want to do in the ring. He said that like 15 times.
The one thing that EubankJr. said that was bullshit was about how his he don't listen to his trainer. He just does what he wants. He said the trainer's just there to put Vaseline when I get a cut.
I believe that.
Well, to be fair, that trainer never talks.
Yo, I fucking love EubankJr., bro.
Think about it. When
Ronnie Davis
fights, so in his recent fights anyway, that trainer hasn't been coming in the ring. He's been outside putting Vaseline on, and it's been Eubank Senior who's been going in and just standing in front of him.
Well, because that's what Billy Joe said. He said that you got your father in the ring, your trainer outside, or something like that, and that's why EubankJr. said that, right?
No, but
know, there's an interview with Ronnie Davis. He's the trainer in Boxing News. It's really good. I recommend anyone like that can get hold of the latest copy to read that, because it basically explains like Ronnie Davis' relationship. Like, he's the only guy that just lets the Eubanks just be themselves like doesn't get involved. He just does his job, gets on with it. And I guess it works. Like, it might not be the typical like relationship, but it works.
No, I seen a great Steve Bunce interview on Box Nation recently with Ronnie Davis, and it was very insightful because he's not a guy that you hear much from. He's always the guy in the background. And like Harry says, you don't even hear him giving advice in the corner. But that kind of that kind of agrees with what Chris Jr. was saying about, like, he doesn't need anyone to give him advice. He knows what he needs to do in the ring, and like, even when his pops jumps in the ring and starts walking around with his cowboy boots on, he's not really giving him any technical
but you
advice.
know what? Getting back to that Fury fight, I think Fury's going to win.
Yeah, I've got Fury.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think Fury knocks him out.
I think Chisora might be a little bit shot. Because, he got rocked in those last few fights.
Yeah, I've been saying the same thing. I said it before the fight got postponed. Chisora's been getting rocked recently. Against them Euro guys he was fighting. Like, I said it, I think Hay broke his chin.
Nah, I disagree.
Yeah.
I think Chisora's going to be in good shape, but he's going to lose on a UD. I just don't think he's going to be able to do enough against Fury. I can't see Fury knocking him out, I just can't see it.
I think Fury knocks him out.
It'll be interesting to see what kind of weight Chisora comes in at, because I feel like he got too light, like he lost too much weight, and he lost a bit of something that he had. Because that's maybe why he was getting rocked.
Yeah, like against Edmund Gerbo, when he got hurt, he went on his bike, didn't he? He started running around the ring.
Yeah, and that Andrej Pala rocked him as well. So
yeah, and if you fight a better opposition that's going to jump on you when you're hurt, you're getting knocked out, aren't you?
Yeah, and Fury weighs you down. He'll like lean on you and push you down, and that's kind of what he did to Steve Cunningham. Just kind of like mauled him to a knockout.
Definitely.
But you know what? The other fights on that bill are pretty good. Like Gavin versus Skeet will probably be shit because they're kind of negative fights. But Sykes against Walsh, that will be a good fight. Even like the lower level fights are pretty decent. They're going to be interesting to watch.
Is Sykes and Walsh still on though? Because I heard like there's some issues with weight or some shit.
Yeah, but you know what? They've been saying that about every single fight on this bill. You know what I mean? I'm sure there's going to be one fight that falls out. Hopefully it's Skeet against Gavin is the fight.
No, I'd prefer it to be Sykes Walsh. I don't really care about either guy.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the card. I didn't even know Chambers is on the card. He's fighting Dorian Dutch.
And Mitchell Smith's on it. I forgot he's on it. It'll be good to see him live. I like him.
Ari, your favourite boxer,
he
man.
He needs to be fighting more regular. Mitchell Smith is talented. Like, he needs to be getting fights. He needs to start fighting more regularly. He might get a home contract,
Yeah, Cam, were you just about to say my favourite fighter, Romeo?
Yeah, he's fighting Ishmael Anwar, so yeah.
That's your boy.
I'm going from Anwar. go for the Pakistani guy, innit?
Hey, this card's crazy stacked, man.
Nah, but like, I know
it's too stacked.
I'm looking forward to Saturday, man. Hopefully it'll be a good night, man.
Yeah, Buglioni's fighting an undefeated guy as well. I don't know him. Most probably he isn't good, but there's a lot of fights, man. There's a lot of fights. This, like I said before, this could have been pay-per-view, and I wouldn't complain.
Yo, is Mitchell Smith's opponent supposed to be decent, or is it going to be like a blowout? I don't know much about him.
He's Hungarian.
He's padded record.
He's padded, yeah. But he's on a long run of. He hasn't lost in. Well, to be honest, he hasn't lost in a year. So even though he's fought like 8 fights in between that, so that tells you he's a journeyman, really.
But I agree with it. I agree with
Czech Republic or something.
He's
from Hungary.
I agree with Rob about the Gary Sykes, Liam Walsh. I think that might be like fight of the night almost, if you know what I mean. Like, but I just see Billy Joe and Eubank going to war, but that's what I thought about Belly Cleverly2, and they fucking let me down. So with boxing, you never know.
Yeah. All we know is Saunders Eubank's definitely going to be a great fight.
It's just going to be one of those fights that you can't take your eyes off. Even like if you think about the Gale against Groves, like it wasn't actually a good fight if you watch it back, but you're so like invested, like you're so intrigued by what's going to happen that you're kind of like it does matter. It's kind of like sometimes the Champions League finals it's not a good match, but it's so important that you enjoy it anyway because you're invested in it. That's when boxing's at its best. It's when you're really heavily invested and you want somebody to win, or you're so intrigued by what could happen. That's boxing at its best, man.
Definitely. I think we need to move on to the US card because the Mixler chat is about to riot if we talk more about the black hole. So let's go on to Crawford and Beltran. I'll give my thoughts first. I was really impressed with Crawford against Gamboa, but having said that, I just thought it was a good style matchup for Crawford, like the come forward guy that's got a bit of a dodgy chin. I want Crawford to like do well and come up, but he is a bit of a safety first fighter, so I can see this being like a shutout, but a bit of a boring shutout. So like Crawford might win like, you know, majority of the rounds, Beltran might get 2 or 3. But I would prefer like Crawford to take the momentum that he gained with his win over Gamboa and like start going for knockouts and being less of a safety first fighter. But Ari, what do you think?
Wait, hold on, let Rob go first. I think Rob said he needs to go soon.
Yeah, because I've got to go soon. Thanks, guys. I think Crawford's going to blast through him. I think it's going to be like, he's a level apart. I think Crawford's at that point now, especially with that hometown crowd. He's just going to take people out. I don't think he was taking people out coming through because he was doing his learning fights. He was just learning his trade. I think now he's at this level, he's just going to bomb people out and show his class. I think he wants those big fights, and he knows the way to get it is to keep putting on shows. Unless Beltran comes to survive.
Beltran's not a mug though. Beltran's like, you know, he's a good fighter, Beltran, man.
No, you know, this fight's for the lineal title, you know, because Beltran's ranked number 2 because he did beat Ricky Burns unofficially. He beat Ricky Burns, so it's number 1 against number 2.
Yeah, definitely.
And also, you know, I think Gradovic is going to lose on the undercard. I think Velez is going to beat him.
I've got that feeling as well. You know, I've got a feeling.
Yeah, because I've seen of Velez, I was pretty impressed with him, and I've never been massively impressed with Gradovic.
Same
I mean,
here.
I might be wrong, but I've got a feeling that that's going to be the sort of upset on the card.
I agree. I've never been a big fan of Gradovic. He's like a good, solid, decent boxer, but like the guy doesn't really bring any excitement, man. And like, I want to.
He's like a 7 out of 10 at everything, isn't he? He's one of those guys.
He's an average Joe. But anything else, Rob? Before you gotta go?
No, that's good, guys. I'll listen back to the podcast on the way home.
Cheers, Rob, man. Thanks for being on.
Exactly.
Ari, your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think style-wise, Beltran's just going to be walking forward because you know how he is. He's more of an inside guy, just trying to get inside and you try to hit to the body. I think Crawford's going to do it like how he's done in his previous fights. He's going to be on his back foot, using his jab, using his great movement. With straight punches, I think he'll win a wide decision. Hopefully it's a good fight though. Beltran will definitely, you know what I mean? Beltran will be game. He'll try and make it rough. He'll try and get inside. It's basically the inside fighter versus the outside fighter. And I think Crawford's more skilled, so Crawford will get it. Definitely.
What about Gradovic versus Velez?
I've only seen Velez once, I think, against the legend's nephew. You know, the name leaves me now.
Yeah,
but,
the guy with the afro, isn't it, you're talking about?
Yeah. I remember seeing him knock him out on an undercard. I can't remember what undercard. It might have been a Pacquiao undercard. But yeah, I remember seeing him from that. He impressed me. And like you said, Gradovic, he hasn't got power, but he's got skills. He fights like a Mexican, but he's Russian. So I don't know. Personally, I want Gradovic to win because I want my boy Selby to fight him, and I think Selby's got a style to beat him. And I'm not sure if Selby can beat Velez, to be honest. So I think Velez will win, but I want Gradovic to win. So I'll be rooting for Gradovic, but I think Velez will beat him in decision.
Yeah, and the guy you're talking about, Salvador Sanchez Jr.
Yeah.
Cool. That's about it. It's just you and me left on the line, Harry, man. Everyone else has ditched us.
Where's Roos, man? Roos has been on Skype the whole time. He ain't said a word.
I think Roos is listening, man. Cooking
Might
some
be
mackerel.
cooking some mushrooms or something. I think I stole your joke there. Sorry.
Yeah, it's alright, but it's alright. I'm just looking at boxing and seeing now. They're saying that Alexander Usanov's looking to fight Kimbo Slice. What the fuck, man? I don't know. What's up with
Kimbo's
boxing?
getting knocked out, man.
Yo, should we talk about some American football for a change?
Nah, man, I don't want to talk about it this week. You're a prick for that as well.
What? Why? What happened? Did your Dolphins lose?
I'd rather not talk about it.
I didn't know they lost, man. I wasn't trying to like antagonize you or nothing, man.
Yeah, man, we're just doing what we always do.
Okay, cool.
Choking at the end and missing out on playoffs.
Yo, we got anything left to cover, or shall we bounce?
Apparently Pascal's fighting Belonti, but didn't Bellew beat that guy?
I don't know, like that Canadian card is so fucked up. Like,
you know what? I don't even want to talk about it. What happened to George?
I don't know. Like, I think he was fighting. Obviously,
that's who he was supposed to fight, Pascal.
Yeah, Boutte was fighting, and then he's pulled out injured, and his opponent's going to be fighting Pascal, and I don't know what's going on, man. This is back and forth nonsense.
Jose, we need Jose on the line.
Jose wouldn't even know. Jose, even though he's Canadian, he only watches sexy fights, so he doesn't care about Boutte and Pascal.
Yeah, them Canadians, man. I don't know. First Stevenson, now Pascal. Why don't they? Oh, well, Pascal wants to fight, so I can't say on Pascal. That's what Pascal's for. He wants to fight Stevenson, but that's it, really. Rumors of Jennings Klitschko. I don't really see Jennings leaving because he's going to fight the winner Wilder Stavern. I don't see he doesn't have a chance for Klitschko in my opinion. He doesn't have the power. I think he's too raw to really beat Klitschko. So if I was him, I'd wait around for that WBC shot that he's going to get rather than fight Klitschko.
Let's go, champ!
Yo, Black Ski Mask Joe's back on the line. Joe.
Yo, what up, man?
I'm going to ask for your final thoughts now, Jack.
I know, right? Oh, shit, man.
But, Joe, you going to try...
versus Beltran, baby. What's going on?
Yo, what's your thoughts on that fight, Joe?
Man, I got Crawford, man.
Easy
It's
work?
going to be an ugly fight. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I feel the same.
I don't think it's going to be a walk in the park. I thought Gamboa was going to be an ugly fight, but that turned out to be not really true. Even though I didn't think Gamboa was going to be that much of a challenge, since he was like not active as much. Which kind of brings me back to the point, man. Not to the point, but to a topic that I didn't touch last week because I wasn't on the show. Man, did you guys see how shitty Gamboa looked, man? On that Cancun card.
I couldn't find that anywhere, Joe. Like, there was no one that, like, Simbros didn't have it, and then I couldn't find it on YouTube, so I didn't even see the fight.
Even though it was a tune-up, man, but god damn, that guy looked like shit.
Do you think that's it for him, or what? Or do you think he needs to go back down and try and, you know? What do you see?
Nah, to be honest with you, he just needs to just cut the shit, man. He needs to stop thinking that he's top dog still and all this stuff. I mean, he has the name, but he needs to give up all that bullshit where he thinks he's still the shit, man. Because right now, apparently, he's not, man. He needs to reevaluate his fucking career and, you know, just reevaluate his style, man. Because, you know, even though he has that, like, come forward style, kind of like, I want to brawl with you type of style, it doesn't really suit him and his chin, you know?
Yeah.
He needs to just learn how, like, I mean, he knows how to box, but he needs to practice that and, like, try to make that style his style where he can make it exciting enough for the fans, you know? Because there was at one point he got caught by the same punch Crawford landed, which was, I think, like kind of like a hook or some shit that kind of made him fall to the canvas. And then, like, Gamboa just got shook, man. But, I mean, he didn't fall, but I know he felt that shit. And after that, he was like, man, I got to clock this guy out.
Yep.
Yeah, man. But the Ray Beltran fight, man, it's going to be a tough one, man. It's going to be a fucking, I haven't used this term in a long time, but it's going to be a fucking dog war, man.
You got any thoughts on the Jason Velez versus Ivani Gradovic?
Oh, Gradovic is fighting again, huh? The Mexican-Russian.
Yeah, it's on the undercard
That's
of
right.
that fight. Yeah, it's co-main.
You know what? That would be kind of interesting, man. But I mean, that dude Gradovic, he's good, man. He's a good brawler, but he has that like Brandon Rios kind of style where he likes to just get fucking hit, dude. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, he has that type of style that's like, okay, it's cool, but it's not really cool to fucking get hit and think you're the fucking shit. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, it's your fucking health, man. I mean, more power to him if he wants to do that, but his career's not really going to last that long, man. Look at Brandon Rios, man. How many fucking people has he fought, and he already sounds fucking like he's out of it.
you know.
Yeah, you don't get paid extra money to take extra punches.
Yeah, you know. But as far as that fight, I don't know, man. It could be 50. I think that's like a 50-50. I probably might go against Gradovic on this one.
You might flip a coin.
Yeah.
Yo, Joe, did you join the coalition, the prediction league last week, or were you in it from the start?
No, I was never in the start, man. Because now I'm like, I kind of regret not starting from the start, man. Because I'm like in the 28th place, man. I'm like Rod Salka, man, all the way in the behind, man.
Hell
yeah, man.
You're the Rod Salka of the prediction league.
Hell yeah, man, Rod Salka, man. But don't worry, man. I'm earning my stripes. I'm robbing you motherfuckers one motherfucker at a time.
Yo, Joe, the Mixler chat is requesting some impressions, man. I think you have to give people some impressions.
Shoot 'em. What do you want me to impersonate?
I saw Angulo maybe, or I don't know. It's up to you.
Pues pero Angulo está ahorita en el 28th spot, you know. But Tony Wick, he told me he gonna give me number one, but my offer number one, but you know, el perro Angulo se notó que se fue para number 5, my offer number 5, and Erico Boss number 1. I don't know.
Yo, Joe, I'm just looking at your predictions this week, man. They were pretty shit, man. Like, you didn't get that many points this week, did you?
No, actually, you know what? I didn't, man, but I picked all of them right, bro. That's the shit.
Yeah, you got them all right, but
I got them all right. But the thing is, like I said, I predicted Pacquiao for the 6-round stoppage, which I was almost close, but it didn't happen. And then all the other ones were just like whatever, you know. I think I put Tony Bellew to knock out Cleverly like around like the 9th round, 10th round.
Nah, you went for unanimous decision.
Oh, I did? Oh, well, fuck it. I'm making up shit now.
You're doing an MV2. You're making up the end of the fight.
Yeah, I feel like Chew right now.
And yeah, you went for like a UD for George Groves as well, and you got the knockout. But yeah, I don't know. Come back stronger,
you know
Joe.
What?
Come back stronger.
George Groves, man. I don't know, dude. I don't know. He looked kind of good at times, but at moments, I don't know, man. I think Carl Frost really stole his soul, man.
Yo, Joe,
I think Carl Frost just stole his soul.
Did you watch it on AWE?
Hell yeah, man. I have all that shit.
Did you get the interviews that Sky were doing afterwards, or did you cut to a break or something?
Where they would like sit on the side of the ring and they'll just talk their shit.
No, like Frotch was there as like a kind of, you know.
Yeah. Carl Frotch was there, but like I have like these kind of like I haven't really set up my surround sound system as good as I wanted it to be since I just recently moved. So like I had more bass in like the fucking crowd, like the big audience. I could hear them more than I could hear the people getting interviewed, like Carl Frotch and them.
Yo, Joe, what the fuck? You move house about once a month?
Hell yeah, man. You know, that's how you get the police not following you around that much.
But yeah, Frotch made like a little snide comment. He was asked about like, what did you think of Grove's performance? And he was like, well, since he's fought me, he's not really looked the same. He's been cobra'd. Which I thought was quite funny, but also corny at the same time.
He took the fucking blunt of the venom.
Definitely.
Yeah, man. But I mean, George Groves, man. I mean, hopefully, I really want to see that guy come back, man. Because that guy, when it comes down to like building up a fight, that guy could build up a fight, huh?
Yeah,
all his
like,
shit talking.
He made the Frotch Groves 2 to be at Wembley. That was him promoting it. Like Frotch didn't do as much promotion as Groves did. Like he promoted that with his mouth, man. He sold that fight.
Hey, one question. Is DeGale and Groves the same weight class? Because it seems like they're trying to build that one up, right?
Well, they fought once already, Joe.
Yeah?
Yeah, they fought. Groves won in a close fight. Was it a split, Ari, or was it unanimous?
The majority. One guy had it a draw. Then the other ones were by 1 point.
Wow. Yeah, because you know what? I could see that fight happening, man. And I wouldn't mind seeing that fight, dude. Groves versus DeGale. That would be a pretty good fight.
Just go to YouTube.
Yeah, but I need to see Groves fight one more guy
or two more guys in order to see that fight, man. Because right now, like after watching DeGale, he has a good momentum going, man.
Yeah, like Ari, Sky are definitely trying to build up that fight for next year, like we mentioned earlier.
Definitely. Because they hope that both of them will get the belts, Groves, WBC, DeGale, IBF, and then they will try. I guess they will try and make that the next Wembley show. Obviously, two London boys.
Hell yeah, man!
With history, you can already sense it. You can already see what they're gonna do. Like you can imagine the pressers, what they're gonna, them two. They hate each other. Apparently, their families clashed in the weigh-ins backstage. The girl's mum, and Grove's wife apparently going into it a bit. So
fucking baby mama snatching each other's fucking hair and shit.
Yeah,
calling each other bitches.
Yo, Ari,
you can see it.
Ari, I got a question for you. Did you find it interesting that the way the schedule of the fights happened? So obviously Bellew Cleverly was top of the bill, and then before that it was it Joshua Sprott?
Yeah.
And then before that it was Groves, Douglin, and then before that it was DeGale Perelman. I just thought DeGale would have been after, Groves. You would have been like the third fight until
but I guess because Groves, he's like casuals know him. I don't know, but that's how they had it on the poster anyway. So it's kind of.
Hey, Ari, big ups and much respect to you, man. You dethroned the king, man, the Mal Alpha, bro. How does it feel to be number one right now?
Yeah, it's good, man. I just found where he stored the cheat codes. So.
The fucking PlayStation cheat codes.
Yeah, I was hacking the system.
Shit.
But yo, guys, I've got the flu. If you guys can't already tell, so I'm gonna get out of here, man. So I'm gonna give you guys
that fucking bird flu.
I know what you were gonna say, then, Joe. I'm not gonna repeat it on air. I knew what you were gonna fucking say.
You already know what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I knew what you were gonna say.
Fuck it, alright, man. I'm gonna say it, man. Fucking Kev got Ebola in the anus, man.
Yo, that's disgusting, man. Ebola in the anus. That's disgusting, Joe, man. That's disgusting. For that, I should just dunk on you right now. If you weren't my friend, I would dunk on you right now.
I know, right? Oh, shit, man. Nah, but in all seriousness, man, you guys had a good show. We got to see some real good, nice, packed boxing this fucking week, man. I got to practice on my Scottish accent. Nah, that sounded like kind of German, but fuck it, man.
That was Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I know, right? Get to the chopper.
The chopper. But you got any final thoughts, Joe? You got any more final thoughts? Anything else you want to get off your chest?
Man. Fucking Devin Alexander, man. That motherfucker better practice on his fucking speed because Khan is looking sharp. And I'm leaning towards Khan right now, man, to be honest with you.
Yo, that must hurt you to be picking Khan.
Not really, but
I know I was speaking to
I have all this hate for him, but deep down in my heart, man, I'm like rooting for him in the back.
he's your Aki.
Yeah, man, he's my Ak. Yo, what up, Ak?
Yo, Ari, you got any final thoughts?
Man.
Which they come?
You got any final thoughts, bro?
Nah, I said all.
I need a new battery for my smoke alarm.
Yo, Ari, I'm gonna bring you a smoke alarm from Manchester.
Oh, fuck.
Yo, my final thoughts is Tony Bellew and Nathan Cleverly let me down.
It's as simple as that.
Alright, guys. Thanks for everyone in the chat. Actually, chat room roll call. Basilius, me, Nothing for Something, Jazz, Hitting on the Break, Ari Gold, Die Hard Casual Fan, Beast Mode, AJ, N83, Eubanks, Monocle, NK Hafley, TBE Chef, Chinaman, London Box, Tony Bellew, Hosley Dwyer, BRD Hay, Local Mexican, Lenier 1030, Mount Alpha, shout out to Mao. The cheat codes, Mao, I need the cheat codes. Michael Brigante, all the way in Australia. Nick G, Black Ski Mask Joe, Ness's Apple, guests, and about 10-15 guests. Thank you guys, thanks Ari, thanks Joe. We'll be back next week. Peace.
You just listened to the Boxing Coalition.
Oh, dude, man, I love boxing. I fucking love boxing.
A big shout out to the Boxing Coalition.
Kimo got this Boxing Coalition shit going on.
Who the fuck is Ringside Raw?
I'm Ringside Robert, guys.
Hey, if you're a casual fan, go fuck yourself, man.
Daniel, don't take the backseat of the car while you're driving them. That could be dangerous.
First time I hear the show, man, it was fucking badass.
Vamos a Argentina, la concha de su madre.
I see the bomb in them.
You can't come at the Lebanese prince.
Hey, I'm the Arab prince, motherfucker, so I can talk whatever I want, yeah?
I'm never surprised with anything Bob Arum says. I just hope he dies, son.
Do you want to be entertained or you want to see the best fight?
Both.
Yeah,
oh, shit, you just want it all, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that's what casual fans want.
Fuck you, man.
You used all your bandwidth this month on the Boxing Coalition. That's what that was.
Hey, come on, man. Don't be jealous, man.
I'm jealous, man. I'm jealous. Fuck that shit. I'm jealous.
How about you tell us what you ate for your final thoughts?
My weight?
Thank you for listening to the Boxing Coalition. We are live every Monday, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. UK time, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern.